Welcome in everyone. It's SGI back with another episode. We are now episode 17.
Yeah.
17.
Damn.
You got your host, Izzy. We got Jordan here today, of course. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened just, I guess, this week. So yeah, we're going to cover a little bit of that. And it feels good to be back. We've been posting a lot more on our TikTok just recently, which is kind of cool. And yeah, because we decided we're like we should probably start posting more on TikTok because we posted stuff on there, but it was probably from like a month ago, month back.
We already have the clips, so why not?
Yeah, so we have he has all the clips. So if he has them all saved, might as well just transfer them over to TikTok, especially if we want to get more like traction. Because we always talk about like we want more traction, but at the same time, it's like we just kind of like cover on our Instagram and then on YouTube. So I feel like we need to be utilizing the TikTok more. So maybe it'll help us get some more viewers. Well, I don't know, maybe bring in some new people because it's kind of crazy that we still got in like 145 and then everything's kind of not reached that peak yet. So I'm like, what did we do in that episode that made us get to that 145?
Maybe it was just the topic or the timing. I know like social media is all about timing and algorithms.
Yeah,
depending on the day and time you post, that'll determine.
Because maybe I think I probably posted that like on a Friday or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I don't know. But it's kind of interesting to see that was the one episode that got a lot of viewers. We haven't like caught back into that one. So maybe we need to find out a release schedule for all our videos and maybe just release them all like on the weekend, maybe like Friday, Saturday. So there's more people probably active during that time because everyone's on. Because sometimes when we post, it's mostly on the weekdays. Yeah. So maybe try and just post it on the weekends. Maybe will help the algorithm. So
we'll figure it out.
But we're back. How was your week? I feel like we haven't really talked. We did go see the movie. We did go see a movie today, which we'll be talking about today.
Yeah. Week was pretty good, dude. Nothing too crazy to report. I mean,
play any games?
Yeah, I've been kind of got back into arcade a little bit. Just playing by myself solo. Since the players have dropped significantly, like there's a lot less like toxicity in the game, which is funny to me. So like I played a lot of solos, ran into a lot of friendlies, even some doing the weekly challenges with me, which is
didn't you say you took out your first turbine by yourself solo?
Yeah, I did. I was able to do that. You know what? I had serious doubts about it until I saw somebody on Instagram. They just took one out solo, and the only reason why they posted it was because for the last week's challenge was to do damage to a turbine, and I was like, I'll just ping it from afar with either the hole cracker or the what's the other rifle, the Jupiter.
Jupiter.
So I was like, either one, but I saw this guy do it with just deadlines, and he made it seem super easy by just doing a few zip lines to it, planning 2 at a time. It only takes 3 to kill it, and then leaving. So
okay,
it makes that.
I bet you it feels like epic when you like take the zip line to the turbine, place the deadlines, and then as you're swinging back, you just see it explode.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Like it's an action film over there.
It's nerve-wracking because as soon as you plant that first deadline, the countdown starts. So you're trying to plant the second one. So you're like, I'm running out of time. I
don't even know I always forget because I've never used the time the deadlines. But what's the time window before it goes off?
I think it's like maybe like 8 or 7 seconds because it beeps. It's like beep beep.
And it
beep,
takes
beep,
like 2 seconds, I think, to plant another deadline.
Yeah, it does. So you're kind of against the clock, which is very scary. So but those things do an insane amount of damage in one hit. So I think by the time I did the second one, it was already like on fire. So I was like, if we had a full team and everybody planted one deadline at the same time, you could easily just take it out.
Take it down super quick. But now you're just on a time crunch, like you're doing a Mission Impossible.
Yeah, and you know what? It dropped so much loot that I wasn't even able to take everything from it.
But it's mostly like mechanical parts, like from like.
It would be kind of like if you took out a Surveyor. Like it has typical stuff like that. So it's got mechanical parts, rubber parts, the advanced arc power cells, rubber.
The ones that like when you break down, they give you like crap ton of the whatever resource.
Then obviously you get the turbines, but it's a lot of things in there. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, for me, I've mostly been playing. What did I play this week? I don't really play. Yeah, actually, no. I did play Marvel Rivals like 3 nights out of the week. It was cool because No, well, she was my friend at that time, so I was playing with my friend because she's been trying to get back into Marvel Rivals, and we were both playing it.
Mm.
So she was like, "Oh my gosh, I miss playing this game." So we were playing it a lot. So yeah, we played a decent amount of time. It's been fun. I haven't been playing the competitive, and I forget like I feel like when I'm playing competitive, I usually get like super like I'll play a couple games, but if I lose like a really bad, I'm just like, oh, like too many sweats or
Mm.
whatever. But like just playing quick play, it was just more chill. So then I was like, I just end up because usually when I play like those types of games, I kind of want to play the competitive side, but it felt kind of nice just playing the quick play option and having
Yeah.
fun. I was like, this is what gaming should be about:
Right.
having fun, not stressing if you're gonna win or not, and demoting and whatever. So
Well, this is far and few these days.
mostly played that, and then I got to go to the El Capitan yesterday, which was pretty cool. It was my first time ever. It's like a whole ass theater. It's owned by Disney. I didn't know that.
It's very fancy.
And it's pretty fancy. It's very actually I thought it was gonna be a little bigger, but it's actually kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. The theater was nice. They had like a whole little show before, like where the characters, like it's like if you're
Yeah.
like at Disneyland watching like a little show, and they did that, and then you get to watch like the feature presentation, and also too they just do like Disney trailers, so there was only like 2 or 3 trailers, and I was like, oh okay,
Nothing too
but
crazy.
it was pretty cool. The chairs are very basic. That's only like
It's an
the
old movie
downside.
theater.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super old movie theater.
It's part of the ambiance of what that theater is.
But I forgot because I haven't been in that area in the longest time, and I was like, I forget how much this area reminds me a lot of Vegas. Like
Mm-hmm.
people just acting wild, like kind of like crazy, and then like you get a lot of that cigarette smell
Yeah.
around there, and then
It's in Hollywood, right?
yeah, in Hollywood, and even
Yeah.
my friend, she's like, I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I was like, same. It feels like I'm in Vegas right now,
Yeah.
but we're in LA, but it's kind of cool. I didn't realize that there's a wax museum over there.
Dude, I haven't been to
I've
Hollywood in
only
so long.
been to the Wax Museum when they used to have it in Buena Park next to Knott's
Mm.
Berry Farm, and I was like, "Oh, I missed the Wax Museum. It was really cool going to there back when it was over there." And then they also have a Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is kind of cool. And I was like, "Wow, that's a throwback right there." Because I
Yeah.
remember I used to watch the TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to go to the Ripley's Believe It or Not for like field trips and stuff back in like the camp days. And yeah, I was like, those places are both there. I was like, oh, it's really cool. I really wonder why they took out both of those places at Buena Park because like where Knott's Berry Farm is,
Yeah.
they've been trying to make it more like popular because they have like a couple restaurants. I don't know. It's missing something, and it feels like it's still very dead in that area, even though they're trying to like make
Yeah.
it feel more like a place that you want to hang out around. And I was like, if you want to do that, I feel like if you would have kept the Wax Museum and Ripley's been leaving that, I feel like you would have
Like, why
over
not?
time
Yeah.
gotten more people to come and then open up all your like fancy restaurants because then you have like 2 like different events that you're able to do, and then able to go to like a nice restaurant or something because they do have a couple nice restaurants in that area. But yeah, it's a very dead area on Beach Boulevard, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, because once you get past Knott's, it's really
Exactly. Once you get past Knott's, there's nothing over there.
It's just shopping centers.
It's like little local markets,
small little car dealerships.
Yeah, like nothing too crazy. So I'm like, they really need to up their game on that Beach Boulevard because they've really been trying to like bring more people, more tourists, but there's not really much out there.
Most people just take beach off just to get to the beach.
Yeah. Once you get to Huntington Beach, of course, it's very like there's a lot of stuff to do.
It nicens up a little bit.
Yeah, it nicens up. But between Knott's Berry Farm and Huntington Park, yeah, it's like just dead. So yeah, it's a pretty fun week. Wow, it's kind of crazy because I'm going to the movies today. I was like, I've never gone to the movies like 3 times in 1 week because we went to go see Supergirl, and then I went to go see Toy Story 5, and then I think we're both going to go see the new Jackass movie today.
Nice.
Separately, but we're still going to go see it. But yeah, that's the most time I've ever been at the movies. Huh. Kind of a ton. I was like, that feels like, yeah.
I love the movies.
It feels like it's just, I don't know, like again, like with the gaming and everything that got announced, and then like all these movies that have been coming out, it just feels like very like we're in like a golden age right now. Because like before, I would go to a movie maybe once in a great while.
Like once a month.
Yeah, once a month or something if there's a really good movie. But like going in 1 week to 3 different movies, it's kind of cool.
I feel like the movies for the summer are pretty stacked.
Yeah.
So
I think and then now it's giving you more. It'll be even more exciting next month because the new Spider-Man movie's coming out, which I'm excited to see. With Savage Hulk, I saw that new trailer and I was like, oh, cool, we're getting an interesting Hulk. We'll see. Hopefully, hopefully it's good. I'm still like in the middle of it, but I'm still gonna go see it, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much my week. But
Nice.
before we dive into our topics today, let's do our little quick fire rapid questions that we usually like to do on this channel.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we'll hop into like our segment, which is video games or the gaming industry getting too expensive
Ugh.
for us gamers with everything that just got announced or things that happened this week. So
Mhm.
before we get into that, let's dive into our quick fire rapid questions for today.
Yeah. Question number one: will you be pre-ordering GTA 6?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna wait
Yeah.
because it's all digital, anyways. Because of course,
Yeah.
Rockstar said that they weren't gonna do a physical copy for when it comes out,
Which is
so you can buy it the box. You could get the box, a
It's just
physical
a code
copy,
inside.
but it just has a code in it. I was like, why would I want an empty box with just the code?
You know what? That sounds suspiciously sus.
I know, right?
If the company doesn't want to release it on disc, there's probably some underlying reasons
I
for
think
it.
some of the reasons that I found out, I think they were saying, is that because they don't want people to get early
Access,
copies
yeah.
of the physical version to be able to like leak it or play it or whatever. And I was like,
It's
why all of
easy.
a sudden? Like that always happens to like
Yeah.
companies. Like why is that like a like,
Yeah.
oh, that's why we don't want to do physical copies, because we want everyone to experience it
It's
the
easy.
same
You
time.
just withhold it from the stores until the last second.
Yeah, exactly. Because usually when I think, remember when I used to work at GameStop, there would be games that we got, and we usually get them a day before or like a couple days before release,
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 days before the release. So they're already in the shop, and I was like, if you really want, but I think they have to do that because having to distribute it to all these different stores, you kind of have to, like, you can't do it all in one day.
No,
They're not
I know,
Santa
yeah.
Claus.
True, yeah,
But yeah, that was one of the reasons. And then I don't know. I forget. I think production cost as well to
Which
be able
is-
to make disc versions.
yeah, I get
But I'm
that.
like, they already put so much money into it. Well, just you have the money for it. Just pump out the extra money to be able to make physical copies.
You think if they came out with the disc version, they would charge 90 for the base model?
Honestly,
'Cause
here's
that
the
sounds
thing.
about right.
The people were saying is that if they did do that, they'd probably charge more for the physical copy, which I feel like would have been fine, but
Yeah.
then give you a cheaper version if you got the digital.
Yeah.
Which I always thought, I felt like that should be like a thing,
Mhm.
where if you get the physical, you get the disc, it's a little bit more expensive, maybe like $10 more. But then if you get the digital version, because it's just digital, it's just a code,
Mhm.
that it should be cheaper. 'Cause I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's a interesting philosophy. I don't know if people would agree with that,
Yeah.
but I feel like
I think
that would be cool.
Pre-ordering a digital game doesn't really make sense to me.
I know, right?
I'm like, the only reason why you pre-order is so you don't run into that problem of not being able to get it.
Exactly.
But if it's a digital code, that means there's an infinite amount of copies of it. So why?
And I think
why?
even for just pre-ordering it, you're only getting like 2 skins. I don't think I really care for. They're like a vintage.
Yeah.
It's like a vintage skin set, and then something else. And I was like, I don't really care about those pre-order items. Like, if you want me to pre-order it, at least give me a little bit more stuff for a pre-order.
By pre-ordering it though, I believe you get like early access to the game. I think it's like 5 days.
I don't think so. I didn't see anything like that on the, because they have their whole description of everything on the PlayStation Store. I didn't see anything about early access. That would be cool though. If I was able to pre-order a game just to get it like a couple days earlier, I think just that in itself would be worth it, pre-ordering.
But I
think I'm holding off. I'm gonna hold off on it.
Yeah, I'm not like in a hurry to get it. I want to get it, but it's like,
I know.
I'm like, I know, dude. I think the amount of money they made like in a couple days was insane. Yeah. I think the first 24 hours they made like 3 billion or something like that,
and it only cost
which is insane.
It costed them 3.5 billion to make.
Yeah,
and you're telling me that they literally within less than 24 hours they already made all their budget back. Of course, they need to be making more, right, because they're barely reaching the surface of how much they spent in it. But the fact that in just that small amount of time you made back your money,
yeah, and those are just the people that are diehard fans that want it.
Yeah.
So that's just the people that want it. As soon as people start playing it and posting videos about it, then there's gonna get that huge wave of people.
Especially in December, when there's still people that aren't gonna get it this time, and then December, Christmas comes.
Of course,
it's gonna skyrocket how much sales are gonna, how much money they're gonna make, which is insane.
And you know, every popular streamer out there is gonna be playing that game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So like the amount of attention it's about to receive in the next, after it releases in the next like 3 months, is gonna be insane.
So, and
then when online drops,
yeah,
forget about it, dude.
That's funny when I think about it though, because like, of course I'm excited for GTA 6. It's been a while, but I don't think I've ever been like a super diehard GTA fan. Like, I'll play it. It's been fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, but I don't think I've ever been like the thing where it's like super into it. Where I'm like, yes, GTA and all that.
to me, Grand Theft Auto has always been a fun game to just come back to whenever you're bored and want to
Yeah,
kind of kill
just
time.
mess around.
And you just playing the campaign, running through
Yeah,
cheat codes, just having a good time. I mean, to me, that's what Grand Theft Auto is
yeah,
all about. I never got into the online for GTA 5,
yeah.
but I
Eh,
think for sure this time around it's gonna have to be like we're gonna have to
yeah,
play
but
that.
supposedly they're saying because when you go into the game or like in the details on the PlayStation Store, it just says single player experience. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't say
Oh, I know.
online or anything like that. So then that's even more suspicious because then it's just like that means that they're probably gonna end up charging
Of
for the
course.
newer GTA Online. Or
If
which is like I'm wondering, are they gonna make a new GTA Online for the specific game, or are they just gonna do a big old update to the previous GTA Online? Like that's what I'm
oh,
wondering.
I think it's gonna be its own separate
If it's gonna
thing.
be its own thing, that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Because I'm like, I feel like, but then at the same time, it already has a whole map. So then, how would you
Yeah.
upgrade it to the newer map on that online version? So yeah, you would have to make a separate one. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting how much you're
What
gonna
whatever
how
they
much you're gonna
make,
charge for that.
whatever they make on the game just for the campaign, they're gonna make double. They're gonna make that same amount again when they put the online out. If
Yeah,
anything, depending on what they charge, because I have a feeling, I have a feeling
it's
they're
not
gonna.
gonna be free.
It's no, it's not. I have a feeling it's gonna be between like $30 and $40 to play
Because I
online.
think when the GTA 5 Online originally came out, I think it was free. I want to say because I don't remember
Initially,
paying
yeah.
for an online version. Oh, you had to buy an old the GTA 5, and I think they gave you a code to give
Mm-hmm.
you access to the online mode. And I think when they made it its own standalone thing, I think they charged for
Yeah.
like, oh, if you want to get the standalone and you just want the GTA Online experience, you're gonna have to pay like $20, I think, for
Yeah.
it, if I remember right. Because I remember I didn't have to pay for the online version. I think because they gave us a code. Oh man, it's crazy when I think about GTA 5 when it came out. I remember I had to do two. I had to use two discs to be able to install it. So they had two discs. You had to use the second disc to install the game or something like that because it
Yeah.
had all the file, and then you had to put in the first disc after, and then you had to update again or install something as well. So you had to do
Hmm.
two different. You had to use two different discs to be able to even start playing the game. And I remember it took forever when GTA 5 originally came out because that was on the old X. That was on the old
PlayStation
PlayStation
3?
PlayStation 3.
No, it was PS4.
Yeah, it was PS4,
Had to be
Xbox.
PS4.
But that was crazy when I think about it. That you had to use two discs to install one game because that's how big it was. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off. My friend, because she's from Miami, she was as soon as it went alive on pre-order, she was like pre-ordered. I was like, dang.
Baller.
Oh wait, but yeah, she just pre-ordered. She went all in already. And she's like, and then I was like, well, if I don't get it, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I have to go hang out with her to be able to go play to watch her play some GTA 6 if I don't end up
Mhm.
getting it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
I think I'm gonna hold off on it.
yeah, same here. I'm not a Oh, I'm gonna see what the hype's
But
about and
apparently, I might end. I might. This is what's probably gonna even make them more money. Apparently, they might be doing a physical version where you get a disc, and apparently that might release in December.
which
So they're gonna
I would
say
rather wait for
what
that.
they're saying that it's gonna come out. That well, how I'm thinking it's gonna work is that maybe it'll come out, and then maybe like a week or two after that, before it hits December, they're gonna announce like, oh, you can now pre-order the actual physical where you get a disc version or whatever,
Mhm.
and then like closer to Christmas, I feel like that's when you'll be able to. That's when that one will release, and it's like if that's the case, they're gonna make even more money
Oh,
because
dude,
now everyone's gonna be able to get a disc version of that game. So
I would like having physical discs.
yeah,
I mean, I would say like I'm kind of like 60-40 on like physical and digital games. Like some games that are just strictly for multiplayer, like I don't mind getting digital, but like anything single player, I do like to have a disc
yeah.
because I
And
kind
also
of
too, it's just maybe sometimes it's like for me when I get a disc, it's when it's a game that I really want to
yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah,
So like Death Stranding, for instance, I could have just got a digital, but I really wanted to play it on like I was really excited for it. So then I ended up getting the disc version for Death Stranding 2 actually.
yeah. And
So yeah, it just
the
depends on what games for me. If
yeah.
it's a game that I'm really interested, I will buy a disc version. And if it's a game that I'm just like, I'll play it, but I'm not really like, oh yeah, super excited, I'll buy a digital version of it.
Yeah. Plus, you can't sell a digital copy of a game. If you
Yeah,
have a physical, you can at least.
yeah. Well,
Not that I do that, but it's just like, hey, like, if I ever don't give a shit about it and just feel like getting rid of it and make, I don't know, $20, $10,
mm,
depending on what it's worth to somebody.
I think also too they were worried about for the digital doing only digital only because they don't want people to resell it as well to like to like GameStop or wherever you can like resell these games. They just want you to be able to have only access. Oh, you only get
But
to have access to it.
that's not up to them though. That's our decision.
Yeah,
If we buy it off of you,
yeah,
it's ours to do what we want with.
yeah. But I feel like again they've been trying to push like just the gaming industry in general, where it's just like you don't own anything,
No,
and you
I
just
know.
have a license to play it, but you don't
And
own it.
I think that's why they're not doing physical copies. Is they're trying to limit ways that we could,
Yeah,
because at any given time they could just revoke with a digital.
yeah,
With the
exactly.
physical, it's very hard. You would have to physically come here
Yeah.
and do it.
Come up, show up, Rockstar. Take my disc.
Good luck.
But yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna hold off. Any
Okay.
other questions for today before we dive into this stuff, into our topics for today?
Yeah, I mean, do we think that because the base price of GTA is $80, do we think that other games are going to kind of follow suit now?
Yeah, I think we've like talked about this all the time, and I feel like that's where it's going to be heading, where a lot of games are going to start doing that. But again, I don't think a lot of companies have the power that Rockstar has.
No.
And it's like if you're going to start charging $80, that game better be like amazing or something like that. And I feel like a lot of companies wouldn't be able to step up to the quality of raising the price. So then people are just going to be like, it's going to, in the end, I feel like it's going to be a missed opportunity for them to be able to make any money, because if they're spending $80 and then like say people play and they're like, this game doesn't feel good or something, like some reason, and the price tag is $80, it's like a lot of people are not going to buy it, and then it's just like, oh well, like then you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose out. You're not gonna make like barely any money, or you might not even make the money back of what you spent to be able to make it. So I feel like it's gonna be a very like they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot if they're putting $80, because again, we've been waiting what 10, 15 years for this GTA 6. So like they have all the power to be able to charge $80 because everyone wants it.
I think it's been longer than that.
Because because it's like people have been waiting for a new GTA, so it's like they can kind of get away with the 80. I don't think I necessarily agree that we should just be like, yeah, just let them charge 80. Like, I'm gonna buy it anyways.
No.
And it's like, no, I don't feel like that should be the thing. Like, it's 80. I don't know. It's just like for me, I don't think I should like it happened, but at the same time, I'm not like, yes, like I would buy it for $80. Because even people that are saying it's like, oh really, $80 too much? They could have charged way more than that. And people would have still bought it. And it's just like, well, I don't think that should be the thought process. It's like, why are we letting Rockstar just be like, yeah, let's just charge them $80 or whatever price they want to shoot, and people are just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I want to buy it, like, and excuse this price shift. Because then it's just like if more people are buying it, especially with how much money, I feel like a lot of companies are going to be like, oh, we could totally do that too, because people are going to buy it.
So why not do it? Yeah.
And they made money off of it, and it's like in a way, it's like we're providing that power to them because we bought it anyways for $80 or the $100 version.
Everybody bought the $100 version.
Yeah, so
which we'll get into.
I know we'll get into it later on today, and
I honestly think that any other game company that tries to charge $80 better be some sort of big company that has a good live service. Because I mean, Rocksteady has a pretty good track record of making good games.
Rockstar. You said Rocksteady.
I'm sorry. Rockstar.
I was like, Rocksteady made the Batman games.
Sorry, Rockstar has a pretty good track record of making good games. Like they haven't really made a shitty game. Like I don't think ever.
I don't think so. I think they have a pretty good track record.
So I mean,
if a company, let's say Bungie, because of how much of a hole in they are, if they try charging $80, ain't no one buying that crap.
No, the only way they can charge $80 is if they remaster Halo 3 and re-release it. That's the only game I think people would pay that price for, just because it was such a good.
I don't know, because they technically already remastered it in like the Master Chief Collection.
But I mean like a full
like what they're giving with the Halo 1 remake, like a whole missions, overhaul, and everything. So.
Yeah. But I mean, but
the thing is again, too, people already lost that trust with Bungie. So even if they did release a Halo 3 and they're like, we're going to charge $80, it's like I feel like people are still going to be skeptical about it because of how much of a bad record or track record they have at this moment, especially with like closing Destiny 2.
And people have to
marathons, even with Season 2, and it was fun when I played it, like it's not keeping people playing it. And yeah, it's just damage control for Bungie right now. And PlayStation's probably gonna just be like, you know what, we can't be associated with you guys anymore, and they're
Yeah,
probably just gonna let them
they
go.
spent all that
Unfortunately,
money on
because
that.
also too recently, unfortunately, apparently Bungie let go a lot of people
Yep.
too, and they're like, oh well, this is a tough decision, and this and this and that. That's like it's like it feels very copy paste. Like
Yeah, of
they don't
course.
really care, and they're like, oh, we really like hate that we have to do this, but and be able to make the company grow and all that stuff, we have to make decisions we don't necessarily want to do. And I was like, I don't believe any of that stuff. It's like
No, they're cutting people to
I don't
save
believe they
money.
care. They don't. I don't think they care, and it kind of sucks because yeah, a lot of people got let go from Bungie, so it's just like I don't know. I feel like I don't believe that Bungie actually cared that they let go of all those people.
No, they're just saving money to save
Yeah.
face.
So like we're already losing money, and we're
Wow.
gonna have to make the team smaller because we don't have enough money to be able to keep all these people here.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't necessarily care, unfortunately, or they do.
No.
I don't know, but I don't know. Whenever I see those posts, whenever they let go of people, they sound all the same. They all sound the same to me. And I'm just like, yeah, this is just a copy paste.
It's damage control stuff.
Damage control
Yeah.
stuff. So
But
yeah, I feel like yeah, there's a lot of. It depends. It has to be a company with a good track record. I think honestly, I think if anything, like one probably get it was like Santa Monica Studios, the ones that made the God of War movie, the games,
yeah.
God of War and God of War Ragnarok. I feel like if they charge $80 for Freya, I'd buy that. That's the buy that shit
Yeah.
for $80. Like I think I would excuse it because I
True.
enjoyed the previous two.
And I think people need to understand that like they could have easily charged way more.
Oh
for
no,
that
not
game.
Freya, Lefray.
Yeah,
That's what it was called. Sorry.
they could easily have charged way more. I mean, their budget that they've spent on the game was like over 3 billion, I think. So like they
3.5 billion.
Yeah, so
to make.
I think what they charged us for the base model is pretty fair, considering
It is, but at the same time, because as we'll get into it, the stuff that they did with the Ultimate Edition.
Oh yeah.
It's like the base game
They're
is
forcing you.
$100.
They're forcing you to
You're
buy
getting
the
like
more
the
expensive
getting
one.
like the free trial version
Oh,
for
yeah.
$80 of GTA 6.
True, but the difference between that one and that one is only $20.
Yeah, but technically, then when you think about all the stuff that are in the Ultimate Edition, it's kind of like the game is $100. It's $100 game because everyone's gonna buy the $100 version. So.
I think that's a strategic move by them. It's like, hey, like let's just get them to pay $100. I think maybe that's how they're able to get away with not charging you $100 for a base model game. It's like, hey, like 20 extra bucks, like you get
20 extra bucks, but we'll take out all these features.
Yeah,
and you have to pay us $100 to have access to all this.
Somebody's gonna do it where they make a comparison where they play the base model game with missing those things, and then somebody's gonna do one where they.
Oh yeah, definitely. You'll definitely see like comparisons.
And then they're gonna be like, "Was the $20 extra really worth it?" And I'm sure you're gonna get people on one side that say no, and then you're gonna get some people on this side that are gonna say, "Dude, it's totally worth it."
Yeah. So,
but
honestly, companies got to be wary if they try charging $80.
If you're not Rockstar, don't do it.
Yeah, if you're not Rockstar. If you don't have a good track record, don't charge $80.
Yeah, that'll be a quick way to lose your fan base.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's the truth, dude. Yeah. People need to wake up and understand that just because you're a AAA title doesn't mean you can charge those prices, because games that are like $40
exactly
are outperforming some of these game studios. Yeah, it's like
as much as I don't play Arc Raiders anymore, I can still say I'm like I got my $40 worth. Yeah, it was only $40.
Same.
And how much stuff, how much hours I put into the game, and how much stuff is in that game, like. I have nothing to complain about. I might not enjoy it as much as I used to, but I have nothing to complain about. I'll be like, oh, really? I can't believe I spent $40. I was like, at the end of the day, it was only $40.
Yeah, I would say the past couple games we've recently played within the year like that have been like under like $50 have been well worth the time and money.
Helldivers.
Helldivers is another one. Yeah.
For me, Expedition 33, phenomenal game, only $40.
Outlast has been pretty fun.
Yeah, Outlast Trials. I love that game's fun. We actually have to dive back into that. We haven't touched that game in a while, actually.
It's been a couple weeks.
So, and there's still a lot more there because it's funny because I've been watching YouTube, and YouTube videos have been popping up for like Outlast, and people like doing like the different like challenges and stuff. I was like, oh, I kind of miss it. And I was like, there's still a lot more we haven't found, like we haven't explored, a lot more missions that we haven't seen. And there was like one mission that I heard, I won't say it right now, but like that I'm just like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, apparently the missions or whatever get super insane later on in like the later maps. So I was like, oh,
I'm ready for it.
So definitely got to touch up on that game again. So yep.
Well, let's dive
But
into
yeah, let's dive into our like couple topics for today. Which will our first one will be starting off with just with the shift of everything. Like, is gaming getting too expensive for us? Or not for us,
just
but
in
for people,
general.
just in
Yeah,
general for people. Because like the shift, like the first thing I think I was excited for when they announced it was like the Steam machine, but they didn't have a price. But I was like,
right.
oh, cool, a Steam machine. I like Steam. Steam has a lot of cool, good
Yeah,
sales, and it was like a cool like Steam console that also is like PC
the
would be really
idea sounded
cool.
so
Yeah, the
great.
idea sounded so great.
It was kind of around the price of what I predicted. I was just in my own like I was like, it's gonna be like over $1,000.
And sure
And sure
enough,
enough,
it just this week ended up announcing their prices, and I think the base model is
I'll
1,049.
yeah, I'll run it down for you right now. So if you want just the Steam machine without the controller, 512 gigs, you're looking at $1,050.
And that's crazy. 512 gigs. That's not gonna let
That
you
ain't
download
nothing.
shit.
You could probably download Call of Duty and that's it. Just straight up. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and my curiosity is like if you buy this, can you upgrade the memory on your own like a PC
I think they said that you can.
or get an external SSD? I'm
Yeah.
sure it's
Yeah, but
basically a
the
computer.
fact that you're getting
Yeah,
512 gigs
for $1,000, that's
for
nothing.
$1,000, that's nothing.
No,
There's things that charge around that same price and have at least a terabyte of
right.
memory.
So, and then if you want the 512 gigs with the controller, it's $1,128. So, close to $100, and you get a controller, which is insane.
But that's crazy. In the base model, you're barely getting a gigs, and you're not getting a controller.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Yeah. They're just like, here you go. Here's your Steam machine.
You know, everybody was swinging at the.
Sorry, you're gonna have to fork up another. Sorry, you're not gonna get you're not gonna be able to get a controller, and also too, you wouldn't even be able to buy a Steam controller right out the gate.
Nope.
For the it's like be like, oh, I'll just buy the controller later on because they've been sold out on those Steam controllers. So
I wonder if you can use a mouse and keyboard on that though.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I would say yeah, but we'll figure that out.
I would say if they, because I feel like there's gonna be like USB ports,
of course,
inside the
yeah.
Steam
Everybody
machine,
has a wireless mouse and keyboard.
So then you just have to plug those in. So maybe.
And then the next one up would be the 2 terabyte one. Just for the 2 terabyte console, no controller, it's $1,349. So that's already a $300 jump from 512
and you get
gigs
2 terabytes
and still no controller.
And no controller. That's crazy. If you're paying that much,
Dude.
I should be getting a controller for that for that version right there. I shouldn't be like, oh, nope. You have to fork up another.
And if you do the 2 terabyte with the controller, it's $1,428. So another $100 gets you the controller basically.
Jeez.
Which is man, that is crazy.
At that rate, you might as well just save your money up for a PC.
Or yeah, you know what? I watched a video of somebody making a comparison, like for the 2 terabyte with the controller, so pretty much $1,420. They built a better PC with better specs
for probably around
less,
the same price.
For around the same price and less, depending on what you wanted it.
Of course.
What you want it for, you could either spend the same or just under it. And it'll still outperform.
What makes most things like for PC builds, I feel like it's like a lot of people like the lights.
Yeah,
so RGB then those fans, the RGB lights, automatically make the fans even more expensive than just your base fans.
If you just ixnay it and you just try to make it as simple as possible with the basic case, it's gonna outperform whatever the tech that's in here.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not too computer savvy on some of the stuff, but like a lot of the things that are inside of it, like
I wish Devo was here. He'd be able to tell us everything and be like, "Hey, is this Steam machine worth it?" And then read them all the specs and be like,
an AMD Zen 4. I have no idea. Like, you know, it's just all kinds of bunch of micro SSD slots and things like that. So like, all the specs look like they are pretty decent, but from what I understand,
at that rate, because it's a Steam machine and all stuff. Yeah, it's under Steam. People like Steam. At the same time, I might as well still just buy the PlayStation, Xbox Series X are expensive, of course, but I might as well just still buy that.
Yeah.
Because right out the gate, I'm getting a terabyte of memory for less.
True.
And most games that come out on PC, I feel like if anything, are just going to end up being on Xbox, especially if Xbox does their whole Project Helix where they introduce Steam into their console. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm just gonna get that. Why would I spend that money on a Steam machine when I could just get the Xbox console?
True. I honestly think Valve is being really greedy here.
Yeah,
really greedy. Like they make a lot of money on Steam as it is.
Yeah,
and I think this is just kind of adding to it.
Yeah.
And I was pretty jazzed about it and maybe wanting to get one, but it's like, never mind.
Yeah. Never mind. I think I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know for like my PC build, like I'm kind of around like the $2,000 mark as it is right now, and I'm still missing a few parts, but it's like I feel more comfortable with the parts that I bought because
definitely.
then it's like,
because I think most of the parts that you bought are gonna last you excess amount of years.
yeah, versus this, it's like I feel like the hardware on this isn't gonna last you very long.
Yeah.
I think if you have the ability to take this apart and upgrade it, I think maybe it might be worth it. But I think
maybe honestly,
if I'm able to take it apart and pretty much.
But again, at the same time, I might have if I can just buy parts and upgrade the parts,
I'd rather.
I might as well just buy a PC again.
Yeah.
Because then I could just do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I think it's a little overpriced, and I think it's not going to do as good a sales as they think.
I don't think so. It's crazy though. That controller sold out super quick. The Steam controller, because I remember I saw it and they were like, "Oh, pre-orders went live," and then they sold out. I was like, "Why is everyone all of a sudden hopping onto the Steam controller shit?"
Oh, I think because it's got like the touch pads on it. So I think
it's a nice controller.
It is. Honestly, when I saw it, I was like, "Damn, like that's kind of like very futuristic of controllers to have." I think a lot of people that bought it play on Steam already, and they're going to use it on their computers
or scalpers, of course.
Oh, of course, that too. There's that.
That's what it comes down to. I was just like, yeah, but I was like, when it sold out, I was like, what? Really, a controller? I've never heard a controller selling out.
I think the tech that's inside of it's pretty up there. I don't know what the cost of the controller was, though.
I don't even know.
I mean, hey, the difference between having a controller and not having a controller is $100 basically. So, I mean, if we look at the Elite controllers for like Xbox and PlayStation, they're upwards of $200. So, I mean, if we're kind of looking at it from a standpoint of like having it with the console and without, like, it's $100 difference. But if you're buying it solo, I have to imagine it's like close to $150. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean,
that's our first news for today for things getting expensive. Is that, and then also too, prices raised for the Xbox Series X as well, which is pretty crazy. But again, when you think about it, with the price hikes, still cheaper than a Steam machine.
Oh, 100%. Here, these are the price hikes, which is insane to me.
Yeah, so it's just price hikes.
How old is this Xbox? This Xbox isn't new. This is
it's a Series X. I want to say it's about the same like age as the PS5. It's already been like 4. Because it happened COVID. I bought it on COVID, pre-ordered it. It came out in 2021, I want to say. It's when the PlayStation.
Okay, so we're kind of 5-year mark.
Series X came out.
So this is a console that's 5 years out.
There's
different
old.
Ones. There's the Series S and the Series X.
And they haven't done any newer models of the Series X.
No.
The PlayStation has gotten a Pro and a Slim. And yeah, the Xbox Series X Series X has stayed the same since 2021.
So I think the price hike of these is insane just because. And I think Xbox is kind of smart for it, but also kind of stupid too, just because they're sort of preying on everybody a little bit. So Xbox Series S, that's 512 gigs. It's going from $399 to $499. So that's $100 increase. Xbox
still cheaper than a Steam machine.
Yeah, it's a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
Xbox Series S with 1 terabyte is going from $449 to $599. That's a $150 increase right there. Then we're going to go to the Xbox Series X 1 terabyte digital no disc drive. That's going from $599 to $749. So that's
$749. Wow.
That's another $140 increase, $150 increase, which is crazy. And then the Xbox Series X 1 terabyte with the disc drive is going $649 to $799. So the S models are pretty much $100 increase, and then the X models are $150 increase.
Crazy
across the board.
And like when I see those prices, I was like, "Whoa, really? They're really raising the price?" But then, like when we just talked about the Steam, it's just like, yeah, shift it, but it's still cheaper than a Steam machine.
And I think that's why Xbox is doing it. Not only because there's a shortage in hardware, like so it's going to be more expensive, but it's like, hey, the Steam machine, they're seeing what the price is for this. It's like, hey. They're charging people $1,000 for a console without a controller. Let's hike our stuff up an extra $100.
But at least with all those versions, you get a controller with each one.
Yeah,
it's not like they don't give you a controller. Which is
nice. 100%. Yeah, which is, and normally when you buy these consoles, they usually come with one free game.
Yeah, sometimes when they do like a bundle and all that stuff. Yeah. But I think these are just like
Yeah, it's very rare
base
when you.
versions
It's very
of
rare
the
when you buy a
consoles.
console these days that doesn't come with a game,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a digital or physical. I mean, it could be some cheap game, but hey, we have games
I
for you.
miss the bundled days where it's like,
I
hey, would
know.
you like the new Halo 3? You could buy an Xbox. If you don't have an Xbox, you could buy an Xbox and get Halo 3 for.
And it would.
Well, it wasn't for specific. I'm
Yeah.
just using that as like so the idea
And it
that
would be
used to
like an extra
exist.
$50 and you got the game. And normally
Yeah,
games are like 60. So it's
yeah.
like, hey, I'm saving $10, but not really. You're spending.
It's crazy when you think about it though, like where the gaming has gone. Because I think even back in the even because I think before games went up to 60, which was a huge price increase. I think they were like $40,
Yeah, they were.
40
40
50
or $50
dollars.
is kind of what I
Back
remember
in
it
the
at.
day, I was just like, damn. Now we're already so let's say it's 40 and we're already at 80. It's already went up double
Double. Yeah.
from where we originally used to be buying games that were guess like hit and miss. I feel like there was a lot of
Yeah.
games
I
back in the
think
day that were like hit and miss.
it's funny. Like growing up, the cheapest I remember games ever being was like around $35.
Yeah.
But that was before I even started playing. That was like when my dad was playing and he was buying like PS1 games,
Yeah, because I think even
things like that.
the games like for like a Game Boy Color or whatever were like around that
Mm-hmm.
price. It's like the 30-35 mark.
Yeah.
And it's like
That's crazy. We've
yeah.
gone double and we're getting close to triple what that costs now.
Yep. Damn.
But I mean, like, it makes sense because the hardware that we're using now and like the quality of game has
Yeah.
increased. So it's like it makes sense why
But
games are more
again, I feel like
expensive.
we're getting to the point where things are getting more expensive. But I feel like again, we're still hitting in that hit and miss section where it's like if I was getting banger after banger after banger, then like the
Mhm.
price for it, I would be like, okay, cool, whatever. We're getting good games, but then I feel like a lot of nowadays we're getting like a lot of hit and misses. Like we'll get some good games, but we'll get a lot of bad games, and
Oh,
you're
of
paying
course.
$60 for the bad game still, or $70 now for the bad game.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to find games that are like are going to be good. It's usually a hit and miss type thing.
But then, like even like the PlayStation raised their prices for their consoles as well.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now actually.
I don't know what their price is though.
Oh, I got it right here. So the PS5 standard with the disc drive
Was this more recent or was this like a couple? Because I feel like they did this a while back ago.
No, this is recently, like because of the economic pressure of like cost of parts and goods is going up. Like across the board, everything's going up, and I think the Steam machine is to blame for that a little bit too because the hardware that's in there, like it is more expensive, but it's like, hey, like if you're comparing $1,000 to under $1,000, like people are gonna be like, well, this is cheaper. Like, why am I gonna go that route? I think these companies are getting.
I don't even know what the prices are for the new PlayStations.
I'll tell you right now. The PS5 standard with the disc drive is $649. It's going up $100, so it's going to be $749.
Damn.
PS5 digital edition, it's going from $599 to $699. $100.
$100.
PS5 Pro is going from $899 to holy shit.
Wait, it was $899 for the Pro version?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Wow.
I did not realize that's how expensive it was back in the day.
I don't have that. I don't have one either. I just have a regular one. So it's going from $899 to holy shit, $959. No, that can't be right. Hold on, let me do the math.
There's no way the PS5 Pro was that expensive when it originally came out. Because I think it's like a year old now, the PS5 Pro.
Holy shit. $899. So it's going up $150, so it's $1,049. That's crazy.
Jeez.
That's crazy. That's
$1,000. You might as well just buy a Steam machine at that point.
Yeah, so Jesus.
That's where the competitiveness comes into. It's like, am I gonna buy a PS5 Pro or am I gonna run a PlayStation or am I gonna get a Steam?
So everything's either going up $100 or $150, which is pretty much across the board for
X. PS Pro was originally $899.
Dang, I didn't know it was that expensive. I didn't know it was that expensive either. And the PlayStation Portal is going up in price too.
It's so crazy when you think about it because all the prices are going up for these systems, but they're already trying to like slowly, what do you call it? Start going into the next generation of consoles. It's like, but you're raising the price for these. Why are we raising the price for these if you're already trying to like make these obsolete?
And they're old.
And they're 5 years old. And you're gonna charge that much for hardware that hasn't really changed in 5 years?
Yeah.
Except for the Pro a little bit, but I don't think they got too many like different like graphical settings or comparison to like the previous PS5. And then it's like even because I was watching videos and stuff. Even people are like, I'm not excited for the next generation of consoles
Yeah.
because all these price hikes, and these are still they're still like okay hard. I can feel like they're slowly trying to make these dated or whatever to be able to introduce a new set of consoles. It's like if that's what the price is going to be for these, you could just imagine what the new consoles are going to be, the new Xbox, the new PlayStation. I was like, man, I don't think anyone's going to be excited to buy these consoles.
Yeah. And then the PlayStation Portal is increasing from $249 to like an extra $50, so call it $300 now.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb that PlayStation
And
thing.
not only
I
that,
don't like cloud-based systems because if your internet's not that good, you're not gonna be able to play crap on that thing.
Yeah, and then they're increasing the memberships too, like the PS Plus Essentials. 1 month membership is going from it went from $9.99 to $10.99, so it's up $1.
Damn.
PS Plus Essential for the 3 month, it went from $24.99 to $27.99, so a $3 increase.
Oh wow.
And they haven't given us the updated price for the 12-month membership yet.
Oh wow, dang, that's crazy.
Which blows because that means $1, $3. I can only imagine it's gonna be like a $10 increase.
Yeah.
It's still cheaper to buy a year for the whole year, obviously. But I know some people like finance.
But the thing is, with the PlayStation Essentials, one where you get like the PlayStation catalog of games and stuff that you can just download, kind of like Xbox Game Pass. It's still trash.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. They don't really have that many good games on their like gaming catalog. No. They have like they've been adding a couple cool things, but like I feel like still if you're let's say you had both consoles, if you have both consoles, it's more worth it to just get Xbox Game Pass. There's so much more stuff to play that are actually things that you're excited about than there is on PlayStation. On their Essentials catalog or whatever. Like it's not. I don't think it's worth it. Every time I try checking it, because I'm kind of like debating sometimes. I was like, let me see what kind of games they have now, and I kind of want to get the Essentials because it'd be kind of cool to play like different games that I haven't played. Mm-hmm. It's like they barely have anything on there. Nothing I'm excited to play. And I'm like, why am I going to pay extra for this catalog system for this catalog that doesn't even have like anything that I'm really excited about? Being like, oh cool, I want to play that. I want to play that, and not have to pay full price for it.
I've never been a fan of that. I'm just like, I either buy the game and play it or don't buy it.
Yeah, because once you don't have a membership anymore, you can't play those games anymore.
Which is dumb.
So that's unfortunate. So yeah, wow, I did not know the PlayStation prices. That's insane.
I mean, the PlayStation's always been more expensive than the Xbox. Yeah. So price comparison, it's pretty insane. I mean, a Pro is same price as a base machine, Steam machine.
Yeah.
But at least you get a controller.
Damn, I'm so glad I got my
I'm sorry, if I'm paying that much for a PS5 Pro, I better get a Pro fucking controller.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
I better be getting the best controller. I better not be getting the basic DualShock.
And what the hell does the Pro do better than the regular?
I think it has an increased frame rate, so it goes up from 60 to 120 frames. But not even a lot of the games that come out on PlayStation can even run 20 frames. No. They're still kitted at 60 frames per second.
Most people don't even have TVs that are that good.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I paying so much extra for this hardware if it's going to be underutilized?
And they have like ray tracing, and there's like there are some graphical settings that you don't have access to on the PS5, but you have access to on the PS5 Pro. But honestly, little things here and there, little tweak stuff. It's still not worth it to get a PS5
It's not going to make my experience better.
Yeah, it's not going to enhance my experience at all.
I'm like, whatever. But
wow.
Well,
companies, man.
I
hope with these price hikes, no one really buys a console, and then they're just like, ooh, we should probably. I hope they lose out on a lot of future funds because of the price hikes.
You know what's probably going to kick up now is that since this price increase is that people are going to retain their consoles more, and if they break, they're probably just going to get them fixed rather than.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then sell them and get a new one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because.
Or a lot of people are going to get like a. Get their consoles at Costco. They have a membership because Costco just lets you return them. So if the console gets like let's say after 3 years, it's like something happens to it, they can just take it back to Costco, and Costco will be like, we'll just give you a new system for free of charge.
Yeah, and if
Costco's return policy is insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Can you imagine too? Like if you return it and they don't have that model, they're gonna give you the next one up, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just gonna which is kind of cool. Would be an interesting shift if people are just gonna repair their previous their console. They're not gonna try getting a new one. They're just gonna stick with the one that they have.
Yeah, I mean, if the PS6 comes out, I'll just sell my PS5 and then use that to buy the PS6.
Yeah.
I mean, like I will say that's what I've done most of my life,
So
owning
what? You're gonna buy a
consoles.
PS6 when it comes out for $2,000?
I mean, if I could sell this for $500, yeah, sure.
For $500? Damn.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like every console I've
Give me
ever owned.
1,000 for my PS5. I'll buy a PS6.
Nah, no way. Nobody's gonna pay that. They would rather get a Pro for that price. I just like
I'm
every
not
time
selling
some.
it, but like selling it to like sometimes some retail. Well, I think only GameStop does that.
Yeah,
And
I'll
it's like
just sell it on
if you get the newer console, they give you like extra
extra
money for
points.
your
Oh
previous
yeah, yeah,
console.
yeah. I would say I've done that my whole life. Every time a new console comes out, I'll trade it in and then use that money towards.
Yeah.
Because GameStop has used. I don't know if they still do. They used to have a really good trade-in
Oh.
policy.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
hey, we'll give you extra what it's worth because you're putting it towards a new console.
Yeah, I thought that was always cool
Because then they're gonna
they gave me
resell
more
it.
incentive to wanting to trade it in and be like, okay, I'll just get the newer system because I'm getting, let's say, $500 for it, and the console's like,
Yeah, and I do like how like
wait, no, maybe like 300. I think it's like 350, and then the console's like $500. So then you're pretty much just paying like 200 and some dollars
and I
out of
think
pocket.
and I like how like sometimes if they're like looking for certain games, but hey, we'll give you extra if you
Oh yeah,
trade these games in specifically.
I don't think GameStop works like that anymore.
I
I don't
know,
know.
but I remember when they used
I haven't been to a GameStop in forever, so I don't know how their policies
been a
have
hot minute.
changed.
I think they still have
But
that.
yeah, they used to do all that
quad.
stuff. Like if it was a game that was in high demand, or if it was a very popular game, yeah, they would give you more. Be like, hey, we want that in our store, because then more people buy pre-owned. And then you had like the pre-owned, which is always cool to buy back in the days, getting the pre-owned ones, because then you would be able to, if you didn't like it in 7 days, you were able to return it back to them for the full price. So you were able, let's just say you're playing a single player game. It's a perfect time. Play a single player game, takes like a couple days to beat it. You paid $60, take it back to them, and be like, I didn't really like it, and then they'll just give you the $60 back.
Yeah.
I miss those days. I don't think they're like that anymore.
No, they're way more strict with their stuff.
But yeah.
And then I mean, now we can talk about GTA.
It's gonna be an interesting generation for consoles, especially with the price shift right now. And let's see what games try to follow suit now with the $80 price tag, which gets us into more of our talk about why we're kind of hesitant about the way that GTA 6 is like handling their like Ultimate Edition and base version of the game. So yeah, GTA 6, man.
I can't believe
I saw all the details for like things that you get in Ultimate Edition, and then the base version, they're like you get like a couple costumes, and then you get like the additional costumes for pre-ordering it, and then you go to Ultimate Edition. It's a freaking list of stuff that you get with it.
Yeah, I think they are strategically forcing you to spend $100 without making you spend.
Which is why I'm saying that I feel like with the things that they're offering in this version, people are just gonna buy the $100. So essentially, they had an $80. It wasn't technically an $80, but everyone's buying it. It was $100 game.
$100 game. And I think instead of just only releasing a $100 game and leaving it at that, that was their way of kind of like nerfing it a little bit. Like, hey, like it's only $80, but if you want like everything, it's $100.
If you want the actual experience of GTA 6, you're gonna pay the $100.
But I will say, and I can't wait to see it, is whoever makes the comparison of like the base model versus the $100 model, and to see, is there really a difference in game experience while having that stuff and without having that stuff?
Let's bring it up, but let's talk about all the things that come in Ultimate Edition compared to the base version on our trusty tablet that we usually have here that we should utilize for this information, because it's a lot of stuff. I don't remember everything that comes with it, but the list is humongous with what you get the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, let's talk about everything that comes in the GTA Ultimate Edition compared to the base version. That is your $80.
Okay, so let me see.
But yeah,
for the Ultimate Edition, I mean, obviously you do get the game, and you get the Ultimate Edition upgrade, which gives you the Vintage Vice City pack,
which I think you also get in the base version as well. The $80 is the Vintage pack or whatever.
Yeah, and obviously you get access to some clothing stores, a couple shops. I mean, some car skins.
Yeah, you get like 3 or I think you get like 6 different car skins possibly, and
you also get 1 month of GTA Plus.
Wonder what that even is.
That's the online. I think you have to pay for the online.
No, I think here's the thing. I think it's you could play it. well, you had to pay for it, but I didn't have to pay for it. But you get to play the multiplayer, and I think like there was like a subscription where you get, and you get like bonus perks. So like every single like day or something like that, if you check in, you get like a certain amount of money to be able to spend in the game and stuff. So it's just like it's not to be able to play online; it's to be able to get like these extra features that you get like on a daily basis, and you get like extra perks and stuff or access to certain things if you have this subscription. But yeah, so you have like 6 shops. I think you have like 6 or 7 shops that are all locked in the Ultimate Edition, are all locked away are all locked in the base version, and you have to get the Ultimate Edition to be able to have access to all these stores. Which is, I think it's like a saloon that's locked behind the Ultimate game. Ultimate. Uh, you have, I think, a gun shop. You have a garage that you're locked out on. You have a clothing store. What were the other ones that I haven't mentioned? Because I think there's like 7 stores that you have access to.
I believe I'm double checking on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 more. But yeah, the fact that you're getting locked out of shops unless you buy the ultimate experience is kind of, I don't know. I think it's a little crazy because just imagine if you're playing the base version and you come across one of these shops and you're like trying to be immersed in the game as much as possible, and then you come to these stores and it just says ultimate experience needs to be unlocked to be able to have access to that. So it's just big old words telling you don't have access to that. I was like, that's gonna take me out of the game so freaking quick because I'm just be like, really? It's just the building's right there, but it has like these big old words saying you don't have access to that. And honestly, I don't know. That tells me that I hope that they still have good apparel available in the $80 version, and then they have like some extra like cool apparel that you get in that one. Because the fact is, if you don't have access to these shops, like how many more shops are you gonna have access to in the $80 version for like apparel and stuff? Because I feel like whenever I play a GTA game, I always want to have I like to customize my character's look and
Yeah.
everything.
So some of the shops are Paradise Garage. You get
Garage.
it. You get the '67 Vapid Dominator buggy, the
Okay.
'95 Grotti Cheetah. That's another car. Another mechanic shop, Jason's Vapid
Oh, mechanic
Ganado
shop.
Retro Build. 2 exclusive mod shops, 4 exclusive classic cars. The Shih Tzu Squallow, which I think is a boat.
Oh.
You get some weapons, Hawk and Little Morgan revolver, personalized weapon variants, good time gear, Vice City styles, PTT Youngins compound, and then
Oh yeah, and they're also introducing like gang compounds, and
yeah,
it's like, so you're telling me that this extra like game, it sounds like it's gonna be like a gameplay thing. You get to go into these bases and then take out the enemies that are there or whatever. We're gonna be locked out if we have the $80 version. Like we're not gonna be able to experience these missions at all, and we have to buy the ultimate experience. It's like I feel like that's a gameplay thing, and if it is what I think it is, where you're gonna go into these hideouts, take it out however you want, stealth with guns or whatever, and then unlock something. You're gonna tell me I don't have access to those, and if they're gonna have a lot of those gang compounds, again, what I'm gonna pass by the gang compound? It's gonna be like you need to unlock the game ultimate game experience to be able to have access to this, and it's just in big letters, and you just bounce off of it because you don't have access to it.
yeah.
That's crazy
Just
to
look at the
me.
list difference. Like
Yeah, the list is
it's
insane.
like got half more than half of it's blacked out, which is insane. I think yeah, I think that's insane. What
That
a
just
crazy
pisses that like, in a way it kind of just pisses me off
what a crazy way for a game studio
to tell you
to
it's an
force
actual
you.
$100. It's an
Yeah.
actually $100 game. It's not an $80 game. It's a hundred
Uh
dollar game.
yeah, dude. I'm not surprised though. I mean, like we all knew it was going to be expensive to begin with. I mean,
But then people are trying to like defend it in a way. They were saying, "Well, at least you're." It's like, what else are you? What are you supposed? If it's not a Ultimate Edition, what are you supposed to like get in Ultimate Edition? Like, it's giving you like exclusive stuff. It's giving you a lot more stuff than you would normally get in Ultimate Edition
yeah.
of a game. And it's like, if you don't want it to come with any of that stuff, what else should it come with? Like, should it to make you stand out? And I feel like the way they've been doing it, where it's just like a couple cosmetics, a couple cool things, you get a couple early in-game features, maybe, and like I think that's perfect for an ultimate experience. But when now you're locking stores and gameplay things behind an ultimate experience, it's just like, oh no, I don't think that's what I should be paying for because all that stuff should just be in your base game, in your base $80 game.
Yeah, no, I think these companies are getting really greedy with the money now. I understand they spent like, $3.5 billion on this game, but it's like, did you really have to spend that much money?
Yeah. But apparently they're saying the reason why it's cost so much is because apparently you're going to be able to go into like 67% of the buildings. Because in the previous game, you would all there
Yeah,
was a lot of buildings you were locked out of.
almost every building,
Yeah,
unless it was part of the mission.
dynamic weathering, just the things that
Yeah,
are. And then apparently, if let's say you blow up a gas station, apparently, you know how if you blow up something, it kind of just like after like
it
a
fixes
couple hours,
itself.
it
Yeah.
just fixes itself. Apparently, if you destroy a gas station, it's good. You're gonna see that rebuilt in game for 3 days, and you're actually gonna see NPCs rebuilding the
Wow.
gas station slowly. The thing, so it's not like it's gonna happen and then it's just gonna pop up again randomly. It's no, you're actually gonna see
Yeah.
people come. You're gonna see firefighters come trying to take out the fire, and then you're gonna see them reconstruct the whole building, and it's gonna be over a course of 3 days in the GTA like
Yeah.
world or whatever. So there's like a lot of like gameplay like stuff that are in the game that makes it cost
Yeah, that
that
and the fact that
much.
it's taken them, I think like 13 years.
Yeah, somewhere around there maybe.
So like dang, in 13 years, $3.5 billion, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
But I
so
mean, hey, they made that back in 24 hours. So
yeah.
I
And again, I think
what?
it's because everyone just bought the Ultimate
Yeah.
Edition, which is kind of crazy. And the thing is, if this is the shift that they're going to do, I feel like a lot of companies are going to follow suit where they're going to be like, we're going to give you the $80 version, or we're going to give you the $70 version, however they want to charge your base one. But then you want this list of all these extra features, pay us $100 for the
Yep.
game. So it's like technically they'll be able to get away with it because then they'll be like, well, we're still charging you $70 for it. We're just giving you all this extra stuff in the $100 version. So then again, the games have kind of basically become $100 things, especially if they start locking tons of stuff from the base version and giving you only that full experience in the $100 version.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way companies are going to get away
I
with
mean,
selling their games for more
I
because
think
it's
so
like
too.
you know what it comes down to. It's like we were saying earlier. It's like it comes down to like reputation. Companies can't really get away with that, but they can kind of get away with it if they do that, where it's like, okay, well, here's the base version, $70. Here's a $100 version. Let's say it's like a game, whatever game it is. It's like all these missions are going to be locked behind Ultimate Edition, all this stuff, and it's like pretty much people are saying that gaming is becoming more of a luxury every single day.
It is, yeah. And I think this is the first instance where I think Rockstar is the first company to do it like this, release of a game. So if another company decides to do it like that and they don't really have a good reputation, they are going to lose so much money on the game that they.
Yeah, but again, like I said, the way they would get around with that is that they just charge your game, that's the base version, and then do Ultimate Experience. All this stuff, all this gameplay stuff is going to be only in this version of the game, and they can get away with $100 because then even if people are not people are skeptical of the company or whatever, but they see everything that comes in the $100 version, they're just gonna pay $100 for it. And then they have,
Yeah,
and let's say they really didn't overcharge for their game that they charged $80, $70 for. They just kind of just been like, hey, we're gonna give you all this extra stuff if you buy the $100 version. This is the version. This is the base version actually. And again, it becomes the version before that becomes like basically a free trial.
yeah, but again, though, it's going to come down to the reputation of the game. Like, if Call of Duty tries to come out and do something like this, uh, people are just going to kind of boycott the game like they did for this last one. Nobody
Mm.
really gave a shit.
I'm sad to say that I'm excited for Call of Duty this year.
I know, I know.
Modern Warfare 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, little sidetrack, but
No, I am too. Actually, I'm hoping they kind of go back to the roots and just keep it simple. Like,
it
no,
feels a lot more grittier and grim
which is what I like. This is what.
compared to like the previous one.
Yeah, Call of Duty is not supposed to be like a fun character skin game like Fortnite. It's meant to be a war scenario type game.
But yeah, I am worried for the gaming industry with this new shift of things getting more expensive, the consoles,
Yeah.
and now GTA coming out and being like, "Here you go,
I
we're gonna charge you $100
I think
to
if
be able to
other
enjoy the
companies
game."
try to do that, it's going to backfire on them. People will just either not buy the expensive one and just buy the basic one and kind of live without it, or altogether just boycott it and not buy it, and then the company loses a shit ton of money. And then like, hey, maybe the next game we release shouldn't be so expensive, and maybe
Yeah,
something like that's gonna happen. I guarantee you. One, some company is gonna get greedy and try to mimic what GTA is doing, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Well, I'm not paying that price, so I'm just not gonna buy it."
Yeah, I'll go buy that $40 game over
Yeah,
there.
some people will just be like, "I would rather a streamer buy it and me watch them play it than me actually going
Yeah,
to play it, or just watch
but
it on YouTube."
yeah, I'm feeling a little uneasy with the way GTA is doing with it,
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be the one to say, yeah, they have a good track record, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to excuse them to be able to be like, oh well, it took them this amount of years, they put all this effort into the game, and now it's finally coming out. It's all right if they
yeah.
charge this price. It's like no, it's like it's a little it's a little worrisome for how it's gonna what kind of
I
shift it's gonna cause in our like in the industry that's already getting expensive.
I think once after like everybody buys the game and then they drop the online stuff, you'll have to pay for it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that their Rockstar is gonna clear like at least $6 billion.
Oh yeah, because
Like
then they're gonna have like their in-game stuff where you can buy like the shark cards where you get like money and stuff. People are gonna be buying all those
this may be
microtransactions.
the first game to like enter that realm of just like absurdity amount of money made off of it.
Yeah,
And
but
then
yeah.
and they're gonna make all that money and they won't make another GTA for another
So it's
15
like it's
years.
exciting for that GTA 6 is finally coming out. It does look good, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
because it looks good. I'm gonna excuse
The price.
this price or this behavior of what they want to do with their game.
Unless the game is like God tier,
Yeah,
I won't know until I buy it. But it's like I'm not gonna sit here and say it's God tier already when I haven't even touched it yet.
yeah,
Because that's what people are already saying. I'm just
yeah.
like,
Oh, it looks amazing. It's like you've seen a couple gameplay things. It's mostly been cutscenes and stuff. How are you gonna be able to say, oh yeah, this is gonna be the best game ever?
Anytime somebody tells me like, dude, like it looks great, it's amazing. I'm like, okay, it looks great.
Yeah, but does it play great?
But this is exactly the same thing a lot of people said about Cyberpunk. Shit looks great. It looks amazing. It was supposed to be what everybody was saying, the next generation of gaming, and it tanked hard. Yeah. So I'm not saying.
And they had to fix it over time.
Yeah, but by the time they were done with it, damage was done, and it's just like they lost a decent amount of people like from the get go. I'm not saying that's gonna happen with GTA, but it's like I'm not gonna give them.
That's a possibility.
Very much a possibility. If everybody gets it, and you're like, dude, this plays just like GTA 5. Like, why the fuck did I spend $100?
Exactly.
And you know what? And I'm afraid that may happen, but we'll see when it comes out.
Or like again, it could prove us wrong, and it'd be like, whoa, this game looks top tier. Gameplay looks smooth. This and this and that. But then also too, you can't just because we can't base it off of just what we've seen a little bit and be like, yeah, it's gonna be the best game ever, because it could be a bad game, unfortunately. And of course, you don't want that because it's GTA 6. But I feel like too many people are trying to say that it's gonna be the best game ever, and it's just like we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they just scammed everyone, and then the game comes out and it's a train wreck. You don't know.
What if it's just a reskin of GTA 5? Yeah. I mean, they spent over 10 years on development on this game, so it better produce.
Yeah.
Because if not, then that just leaves.
Again, like I think we said before a while back ago, we were saying like this is a game that's like Rockstar hasn't missed on the mark for any of their games. But again, there's very much that possibility that it already is a success. But we were saying before, we're like it could very much be just not live up to its expectations, and that there's a lot riding on it where people like were excited for it, but then it comes out and again ends up being a train wreck. It doesn't play right. There's some things that are like buggy or whatever. Like,
which is why I'm not super ecstatic to get it right away, because usually the first month for a game like this is going to be chaotic. I mean, I know it's a single player game, so there's really going to be nobody online stuff, so no issues there. But I'm assuming there will be some bugs in the campaign here and there, like little glitches.
Yeah.
But I know for sure once the online drops for that, the servers better be like ready for the amount. The amount of flux of people that are going to be online playing that is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. So again, this could be the biggest success for them when we originally said this, or it could be the biggest failure for them. And it could either heighten their reputation as one of the best companies, or it could damage their reputation by so much because of how much people are going to spend on this game.
Oh, yeah.
Already spending $100 on this game, and then it fails to meet expectations. And then that's going to hurt Rockstar even more, because then people are going to probably want to get refunds and be like, wow, I spent $100. Let me return this to you. And the thing is, I think if it does end up taking, it's going to be a little bit harder to return. Well, no, I don't think so, because you could still that company depending on where you buy it, they usually still let you return like digital games back into their store, and they'll give you like a refund. You just gotta wait a couple days or something like that when you put in the claim. But yeah, so
I don't know. Yeah,
a lot riding.
There's a
lot
lot.
riding on. We'll see in November.
Yep.
What's gonna happen? But I'm very much in the middle. It looks good, but I don't want to be saying it's gonna be the best game ever.
Yeah, I'm not on it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I will wait.
I'm not riding it like some of these other people have been doing it ever since they did the trailer. We've only seen little bits, and people are saying it's gonna be the best game ever. It's just like how do we know it's gonna be the best game ever?
I'd be like, I know the map is double the size of the previous one. I know like the campaign's slightly longer, but that doesn't always necessarily mean like
it looks good. Because it looks good, does it play good?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's gonna play good.
What if they have shitty missions? Like, you know, I'm not saying they will. GTA is notorious for having like out of the box missions.
Yeah,
crazy things. So I'm not worried about that. But like, you know, everybody critiques a lot harder nowadays on games. So like, hey, if one thing is out of place, you know what people are gonna say? Like, dude, you spent 10 years developing this game, and you telling me this is what we got?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of that. I guarantee you, there's gonna be a lot of nitpicky people out there like that, and it's either gonna make or break the game.
Yeah, and again, maybe it'll prove us wrong. Again, super successful. It already is super successful right now because of how much money it made in just pre-orders, but it doesn't mean that the game's gonna be successful.
No, not by any means, dude.
But if it is, hey, you know what? You're going to shut us up and be like, okay, you know what? It actually is the best game ever.
Yeah, I want it to succeed.
Yeah, of course.
I am thoroughly excited for this game. But like I said, I'm not going to put it on a pedestal just yet until I play it.
Definitely. Or watch someone play it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to fucking play it. I hate ruining games for myself like that.
I'll just come over and watch you play
it. I refuse.
No, you got to buy it. I want you to watch it.
I think that's good enough for like GTA.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much more we can go off of it. Just kind of like our initial thoughts. I think it's a little out of pocket that they're giving you barely anything in the base version, and everything comes with the $100 version.
Yeah, it's funny that there's not even one more expensive tier. Which you know, if they came out with like $150 one, you know, everybody would have bought that.
Yeah, again, we'll have that discussion where it was actually a $150 game. It wasn't an $80 game. It was a $150.
Of course. But if it was that price, $150, and they gave you some sort of collectible piece with it, then I would be like, okay, kind of worth it then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course, you get a cool little statue, especially if there's a lot of detail in them, like they used to do back in the day when they used to do the collector's editions.
Yeah. And
they had like really cool statues. Yeah, they were like around like 140 around that price.
200-ish, yeah.
But you're still getting you got the game, of course, and then you got this cool statue. So it's like it makes sense for $140, but not $140 for just the game alone.
Yeah, no.
That would be overkill. But yeah, I think that's pretty much any other final last minute thoughts about the GTA stuff.
I think we're pretty good on that. I'm excited to talk about it too. The absolute Batman.
I know. I know that was announced. That was interesting. I was not expecting that at all.
And I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we had said like, dude, this would be a sick anime if they made it, or like a show.
Yeah.
And here we
are. They're making Absolute Batman.
And Scott Snyder is heading it too, which I'm loving.
Which I think that's not that.
That's the Hulk.
That's Hulk. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a different iteration.
Cosmic Hulk.
I forget which Hulk it is. I think it's 3 different Hulks. Because it's the Gray Hulk, Green Hulk, and then I think I can't remember what the other one is, but
yeah, that's kind of cool. Little kind of quick little detail because there's not much details to go about it that other than Absolute Batman's probably been like very. I haven't read it, but I've always seen like some of the panels that they show, and it looks very interesting, especially getting like a different type of iteration of Batman because his parents are both alive in this version.
He's not rich, yeah.
And it's not rich or something like that. His parents are still alive, so this is it's an alt. And I was like, that's kind of cool because I think I talked about this, but I was like, DC's always been cool, but I've never been too interested in like their origins and stuff. So like when they released the Absolute Verse, because they have already like a couple projects already behind that, it was kind of cool because like every single character is getting like a new code of play, a new backstory, some new story.
All of his villains are like OP now.
It's pretty much he's literally in hell with all these the designs of all these all of his villains. Like even like I think the craziest one that threw me off because I haven't read it. but what made me interested was like Absolute Joker.
Oh,
What the
dude,
hell is that? What is he just a
he's a straight demon.
he's just a straight up demon from
Yeah.
hell, bro. Satan sent him himself
like,
and
oh my
to
God.
fight Batman.
It's so cool though. Like I love it. Like this universe is so like gritty. Like this is exactly what Batman needs.
But it fits in this like the way they designed this Batman, because of course Jordan's very into space marines. He's very much
Space
built
Marine.
space marine.
Oh yeah, dude, he's brutal. And his bat axe, fucking wrecks. I've because I have a couple of the hardcovers of them when they come out with the set. I buy it. The artwork and like just the storytelling there is just amazing. Like it's well worth the read.
Yeah, and then like also too, like Bane kind of looks the same, but
he's just bigger.
He's humongous.
Yeah, like if you thought he was huge before,
he's like, Batman gonna fight that guy?
He's like triple his original size, and I'm like, holy.
I think,
shit.
And also my other favorite redesign was the Absolute Catwoman.
Oh, she's
like her design looks pretty cool.
I'm a big fan of Scarecrow and the Penguin. Like they both look very sinister.
And then like even the Killer Croc is like an actual
monster. He's
it's an actual monster, crocodile, like a full on crocodile.
Yeah, it is.
Is it Killer Croc?
It's Killer Croc. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did and I think that's how you know how successful the Absolute Verse has been, is that they're already trying to like animate it into its own like universe.
Because the comics will become, they're making a lot of money off the comics.
Because it's very it's very refreshing to see like a new iteration, a new story for these characters. Like the one I've been reading was the Absolute Wonder Woman, and pretty much she's still from the same place, the Niski era or whatever. But I think they ended up getting invaded, and then they had to send her somewhere else. So I think it's like pretty much like the underworld. So she pretty much gets raised in the underworld. So you're not getting your normal Wonder Woman. You're getting a full on Wonder Woman from the underworld, because she gets trained by one of the people characters that are down there. Like her design is so cool, and that's her story. And it's just like, ooh, I really like that story, because like she's not from her normal place. She's from hell, pretty much.
One of the things too I like is the Absolute Robins that just recently came in the picture, and it's like most of these Robins, they're not cool with Batman. They were trained and raised by some of these super criminals. So like there are still the Robins that they are in normal comics, but they all have different upbringings and they all have different things they use. Like some of them like use guns. One of them has like a mech suit. It's crazy. It's insane. Like the Absolute Robins look like they would absolutely murder Batman.
I think they had their first crossover just recently too, with Batman, the Absolute Batman, and the Absolute Wonder Woman. I think, and too. So it's like kind of cool. These stories are slowly trying to like create a bigger story and having these characters connect and everything. And then like the artwork for all these Absolutes are freaking sick. They're very different, very unique. I like the one that everyone always gives a lot of praise. I haven't read it yet, but the Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter, and they said like the art's really cool in that whole like graphic novel. And I was like, I kind of want to read it, but I think that's how popular it is. I think every time I go somewhere, they're like, oh, we're sold out.
Sold out, yeah.
Someone just bought the last one just a couple days ago.
We're gonna have to go to.
And we don't know when we're gonna get a new one or something like that. It's just like, damn, this one just keeps being sold out everywhere.
Well, we could find it at Frank's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely for double the price.
Yeah, better than not being able to have it though. I mean,
but yeah, definitely cool to see this Absolute universe getting some love.
I just hope that they animate it right though. Like I kind of hope they animate it the way like they did like the early like 1990s animated Batman series, very dark like that. I feel like they could pull it off with that style of animation, but like obviously more up to date.
Yeah, of course,
a little bit more 3-dimensional. But like if they want to keep it dark and gritty, I think that's the way to go.
It does, yeah. So there's not really much else to add. It's just kind of exciting to see that. Sick. Interested to see the series when it comes out.
It's been a while since we've had a comic book series jump straight to an anime.
Yeah, because this series is still super new. I think it came out barely last year.
I think we're only like on chapter like 20.
And apparently, it's funny. I heard a little bit more of the background of who created the Absolute Universe, and it was Darkseid. I think he like created like an alternate universe.
Nice.
It's kind of like the House of M.
Yeah.
With Scarlet Witch, when she like creates a whole new universe, and all these Marvel characters get like a shift in like their looks and stuff. So it kind of gives me like that, and I don't know much of background, but I think the whole person that created this universe was Darkseid, because I think he wanted more control. because he just recently lost the recent Justice League, and then he wanted to like
Mhm.
find his power to be able to be like, I get to control how everything
going
what's going on. He gets to play God pretty much. So definitely cool. I'm excited to see when that comes out because they didn't release announce
No.
a date. They just
Probably
said
not
coming
till
soon.
probably not till next year, mid next year, or late next year.
But as we're talking about Absolute Batman, it leads perfectly into our topic for today because we went to see Supergirl, of course, which, yeah, we saw it maybe, was it Thursday?
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
days
we saw
ago.
it
2, 3
2
days
days
ago.
ago. Yeah, and yeah, so we're pretty much going to be sharing our thoughts. But pretty much before we get into our thoughts, I think we already had our rating. For me, I gave it a 7.5. And then for you,
I changed it. I'll give it a 6.5.
damn, yeah, lower? Because I
Yeah.
remember we were talking about this briefly. He gave it a
Yeah.
7, and it went down to a 6.5.
Yeah.
Damn.
After just thinking about it, sitting there and just kind of analyzing it, I was like, man, I'm disappointed. And then as I'm saying I'm disappointed, like I hear all the negative thoughts that everybody's having with the movie, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I kind of feel the same way about those.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with the fact that like the girl is the main character.
Yeah, of course, I don't have the issue
That's
with
not
that.
my issue. My issue is
It's about the writing.
It's the writing and the storytelling that I have an issue with. Like,
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
funny.
get
It's just kind of crazy when you think about it, when it's like when we get into like these roles that have like female fronted roles, and it's like if people don't like it, it's like, well, you don't like women as a female like lead,
Like,
and it's like, no, I do. It's just there was something that didn't hit with me with
Yeah.
this one, not because she's a woman, because I like Supergirl. I like her character, like the person that played her, because she's from House of the Dragon,
Mhm.
and I thought she was great in that show. She was also in another show called Sirens, which was like a Netflix show, which I saw. She did a pretty good job in there. So she's a good actress. It's just the way they put together this movie. I don't know. We were expecting a little bit more. And that's why I have like a 7.5. Like
Mhm.
I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I'm very much in the middle right there. So 7.5 for me is like where I think it is. And yeah, so what made it go back? What made it go to a 6.5 from 7 to 6.5?
You know what? Just kind of overanalyzing like the just the story. Like, it just doesn't add anything to the universe for me. Like that they're trying to create. Like, if we when the next like Superman movie comes out, if we kind of ixnay whatever the Supergirl movie is about, like, does it really bring anything to the table other than her discovering herself that she's not self-loathing over whatever problem she's got going on in her life?
Yeah, but I think when we were talking about this, I think the reason why they did that, like, because it's like her own story, because it's like we don't have an origin story for Supergirl in the cinematic universe. Because of course, they have her TV show. They had a TV show that she was in, and then she was in Smallville too. Mm-hmm. So we have a little bit, but like in movieverse, we don't really have too much of a background for her. So they kind of had. I think they wanted to make this standalone, is because they're just trying to introduce her character, who she is, how she's gonna be, and how she's gonna add to the a bigger universe of the DCU. So like if I feel like if you were trying to add too much to the movie, I feel like it would have taken away from learning who she is, because it'd be like, oh well, no, I'm more excited. Let's say a Green Lantern showed up or something like that, and it would just be like, oh well, I care more about that lantern than the actual story it's being told in front of me.
But that's the popularity of a character over another character. That just, I mean,
so I feel
if they would have just given us her background story that she gave us in like the next Superman movie, I would have been like, that's all I needed to know. You know, like if they gave us that midway through the next Superman movie, I would have been like, that's great, like that's cool. I'm a little more interested in her. But just kind of the way they given it to her, like, I didn't care for the bad guy that she fought. I don't know anything about the dude.
I don't know. I didn't really like him. He was okay. Sometimes it was hard to understand what he was saying.
Yeah,
he had like a heavy accent.
Boy, I don't know where he's from, but yeah, he did have a really heavy accent.
But it was like, a very basic thing. It would have been. I think the thing that took me out of it too is like, I don't know. I feel like there should have been a cooler showdown between her and him, because that was what the buildup was. And I think she kind of just dog waters. She kind of just washes him after she gets like her powers,
which is what it should have been from the get-go. Because I'm like, we're talking about a Kryptonian here.
Yeah.
This whole movie of flip-flopping. If she has her powers, she doesn't have her powers. She has.
Yeah, that was one thing that was a little annoying too. Like when you brought it up, it's like, yeah, I hated that it was just like Yeah, it kept on flip flopping
I
between
was
her
like,
having
wait a
powers,
minute,
her not
like
having powers, her not having powers,
I
her
was
having
like,
powers.
she should be able to pretty much walk these guys, like,
Yeah,
and she's over here getting tossed. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then the same thing with Lobo.
like it would have been cool. Like I understand why she didn't have her powers before. Like when they first introduced her character
Yeah.
in the story, because she's on a red moon, it makes her normal, doesn't make her as strong. But I feel like once she gets her powers and she goes to the sun, when she's like when they do they're in space when they're
Yeah.
trying to get to the next place and those pirates or whatever take over and she has her full powers from the sun, and then immediately after that she's like weak again.
Yeah.
So she's like super strong during that whole scene. You could see that she could take on these people no problem. And then shortly after that, in the next like fighting sequence, she seems weak again. And it's just like,
Yeah.
just keep her strong. Like I don't mind the build up of her being weak in the beginning of the story, and then she gets to her powers. It should have just stayed.
Yeah.
She should have just stayed powerful throughout the whole movie, not shifting between how strong she is.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. And just like, okay,
yeah, it's a cakewalk with her when she fights the main villain.
Yeah, and then when she gets hit with the kryptonite arrows, I was just like, how are these able to penetrate her skin when the kryptonite's buried inside the arrow? Like the tips of
the tips were made just basic skill. I think I don't think there's anything special about them, but they pierce her skin like no problem.
And then it injects the kryptonite. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Like, how is that possible?
It makes I guess. The reason why it doesn't make sense is because if it's just steel arrows,
it'll bounce right off.
It should just bounce right off.
That's why.
I thought that was a little weird.
And then, like, okay,
if they were kryptonite built arrows, then I can make sense why it would pierce her skin. If the tip was
kryptonite,
yeah, but it wasn't.
And then the fact that she flies up to the sun and then all of a sudden the kryptonite disappears from her system.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, if we're gonna kind of go down that rabbit hole of like, do you just need the sun to heal? Why not take the dog to close to the sun, and why not the dog?
But I don't think that's how crypto works. He's not a Kryptonian. He's just a dog.
But with Superman-like powers, it's a Kryptonian dog, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. But it was poison. It was poison. It wasn't kryptonite. So I don't think the poison. I think the poison might work differently.
Maybe, but I mean, hey, like, the sun heals everything for them, so it's like I would imagine that if you're near
sun, not too much of a detail, really. I was like, I didn't really mind too much. So I was just saying, yeah.
It's just there was a lot of like holes in the story for me like that. And then Lobo, that's another character. I love Jason Momoa. I think he played the role very well.
I know, but he didn't have like we were saying, he seemed underutilized still.
Underutilized, and they underpowered him. Like he's supposed to be equally as strong as Superman. He's one of two people that can kill Superman. It's Lobo, and then it's Doomsday. Those are the only two characters that could kill him.
I don't really know too much of his Lobo's origin story.
He's a badass. He's a bounty hunter. That's all you need.
They always say he's like he has a god complex and he's immortal.
He's like Deadpool for DC. He's basically like that. He's very funny, very smart ass, and he's kind of like he can't die really.
Because I think the one that threw me out of it was like I like his character, but like in the one scene where he's like captured in the prison, and she's like, "How'd they capture you?" And then I was just like, how did they capture him? Like, what?
And he was just like, it's part of my plan. I'm like, bullshit. Like,
that's all right.
I was like, because it's weird because when he's chasing that dude, he goes into the building and then the dude flies up into the ship on a tether. And then he's just looking at him. I'm just like, okay. And then the scene ends. And then fast forward, she's on the ship. The little girl's on the ship with him.
Yeah.
Like, wait. How did he get from here to there? Like, what? He's
just in the cage because he's like he. I feel like he could easily break through that, but he needs Ruthie to like free him with the keys or whatever. Because she finally finds the keys, and then she's about to leave him, and he's like, "You're forgetting something," and it's like you could just probably break it yourself. Like, why do you need her to open it with the keys?
I didn't like that. I was like, really? We're gonna say that he can't bust out of this cage right now?
Yeah.
And then what? He gets his bike and he takes off, and I'm like, really? That's it? Like,
yeah. He was underutilized. I think the parts that they did have him in were like it was cool to see, but yeah, he felt like still underutilized. But at the same time, the reason why he's underutilized because it's not his movie; it's a Supergirl movie. At the end of the day,
that, but still, though, it's like if you're gonna introduce a character, make them useful.
Yeah.
Don't give me a powerful character and not utilize the character. That's like throwing Superman in the mix and him just watching.
I did like that though. I like that we got to see a lot of David Cornsweet's Superman in this one. I thought we were gonna just have a little cameo, maybe like in the beginning when he has like the newspaper and it says like he just saved the planet or he just saved some, he just did something. I thought that was the only cameo we were getting, but no, we got like a whole bunch of like little scenes with them in it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I really like that being able to see them because the thing is, if I didn't see him right now, I wouldn't see him till Man of Tomorrow, which again, we still have 2 more projects before we even get to Man of Tomorrow. So it was kind of cool to see him as Superman again.
Yeah, it was nice to see him. I liked him as Superman. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this movie kind of let me down. Like I really wanted this movie to succeed, and it just didn't meet my expectations. I think,
I think there was a lot more action in this one than what I do appreciate is there was a lot more action in this one compared to like Superman, the Superman movie
I like
with
the
David
action.
Cornsweet.
I like the action in that Superman.
Of course, I do like it too, but I think there was a lot more action in this one because I felt like in some scenes in Superman they felt like a little too slow to me sometimes. Like it felt like a little
Yeah,
the pace would be a little too slow. I'm just like I just want to get back to like the cool stuff, like especially like the thing that always took me out of Superman is like when he has that whole conversation with Lois Lane about like why he did what he did. She's interviewing him or whatever. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna let me interview you as Superman?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they do that whole interview. I was like, that thing dragged on too long. Like, forget it. Like, I didn't like that part. That's like the part that was like so slow to me. And I was just like, this was fun. You could have just made this a quick little conversation and took me to the next like interesting scene. But they dragged this on for like 10 minutes or so, like this whole interview. So
he just gets frustrated.
Yeah, he just gets frustrated and then leaves, I think. But yeah. Uh but I think she still did pretty good as her character, Supergirl. I think she did her part and I think she did still do her part, but then at the same time, if the writing isn't as good, even if she's like a pretty good actress, it's like it make it feel like she fell short from the movie because of how it was written.
Yeah, and it's not her fault.
Yeah.
It's everybody else's fault. But I mean, like she's starting to kind of getting some backlash because of it. I
Yeah.
was reading
So
that she's kind of lashing out a little bit because of the disappointing box office numbers and things like that. And here comes
yeah, I heard she's not really good at PR, like doing PR stuff.
yeah. So I mean, if that's a good indication that if she's starting to give out backlash, it's like even she probably knows that the movie wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
That when people start to protect their character and their self worth, it's like if you're gonna go down that rabbit hole, then you should at least be honest and say the movie wasn't great. Then
Yeah. But honestly, what was it? Yeah. I think it was still pretty cool. I think the scene where they have like the space pirates, I kind of didn't really care for that scene because I read like up to that point in the actual like comic book,
yeah,
and when she's in the ship and all that stuff, she actually fights a full on celestial dragon in the actual comic book. So then the fact that we took that scene out, that was really cool, and seeing her powers and her strength and all that stuff, and doing it into like fighting just like a bunch of basic space pirates. Like I feel like she shouldn't have had a. Well, I guess she still didn't have her powers at the time, but
which is stupid.
like, but they were like very basic like enemy types. So and then also too, I think what also took me out is that there was action in it, but there was like in that same scene when she gets her powers, there's action happening, but they block it all out because and you're just looking at the pirates or whatever, the ones that were trying to take the stuff, and you just hear her going around the ship and taking out all the engines and stuff. And I was like, why didn't you just direct that whole scene? And I actually got to see her do that. Why are we just looking at these characters that I don't care about?
Yeah.
And all you have is the sound and her doing all the like all that stuff, and it's just like that was so stupid because I also did that in the bar scene when she goes to the bar and then they have all the guns pointed at her and she's like, this is not going to end well for you guys or whatever, and she fights them all. Like there were some couple sequences that you actually got to see her fight, but then a lot of scenes were blocked out. Like you just got to hear the sound, and it was like very blurry, so you didn't get to see some of the scenes. I was like, why are we blocking the action? Like, why don't we direct that? Why don't we do the direct that whole fight scene? And I got to see how she takes out each like enemy and everyone that was in there. Like, why are we doing this? Like, that's the thing I didn't like about that is that some of the action was like taken out, and all you got to hear was the sound of her doing it. And it's like, no, give me the full action sequence.
Yeah, I just felt like the story wasn't that great. I mean, I the whole like the little girl's sub story to like the main story was kind of annoying. I can understand like she's out for revenge, this and that, but it's like if that plot wasn't part of that movie, like and like it was just about the dog, being poisoned by so and so, and I think it would have flowed a lot better
Mm,
because the little girl's trying to do this and she has to go and save her. The little girl does this, she's got to go and save her, and it's just like she's only hindering like I'm just trying to get the poison from my dog, like that, the antidote. So to me, like that side story, it serves no purpose because it's like
she's a one and done character.
yeah,
I'm
like
pretty sure we're not going to see her in
yeah,
anything
like she's
else.
not coming to fight Doomsday
Yeah.
or Apocalypse. So it's yeah, to me, I think that was a stupid decision.
I think it was just more of her like showing off of like Supergirl's like growth
or
throughout the movie.
her humanity. I
yeah,
get
her
it.
humanity part,
Yeah.
and that's why
And
Yuki's character plays into that role.
And last I checked, and I don't think Supergirl kills people.
I don't know. That part I do not know.
As far as I know, she has the
You know what? Look it up. We have a beauty of the tablet right there. Let's look it up.
I have a feeling she has the same moral code as Superman and doesn't do that.
So I don't think so. But again, I'm not very versed in Supergirl stuff, so I don't really have a problem with her killing things or killing people in this movie because I don't really know her origin too much. But I don't know. I think if anything, they were trying to set her up as someone different from Superman in this like movie.
Yeah. So in general, Supergirl adheres to a no killing rule and shares Superman's strict moral code. However, because of her traumatic upbringing and the harsh realities she faces, she is often depicted as more aggressive and willing to blur the lines between justice and vengeance, depending on the story. So
you know what? That kind of suits her character then, the way they did the movie then.
Yeah.
You kind of see that like she's very much in the middle. She's like, I don't have to kill you, but there's gonna be some instances where you drive me and I'm gonna kill you. Like she doesn't have that. She doesn't draw the line like Superman was like strictly. I'm like, I don't kill anyone. She's like, nah, I'm in the middle. If you piss me off or you did something wrong to me or whatever, you did something horrible, I'm killing your ass.
I guess, but I don't know. I mean, if she adheres to a similar code as Superman, she should be following that rule, and I didn't like that.
But it says right there, even she like blurs the lines between her rule and not following the rule. So
yeah, I don't know. You can't claim to be.
You can kind of see that in the movie, which I don't mind. Again, I don't really care. Like about the no killing rule. Like if she wants to kill and they do that, that's the way they did it in this movie. I don't really care. I could care less.
I only care just because you can't don that look of I'm with Superman and not follow that rule. I don't care that Superman doesn't kill. I think it's just
it suits the Superman that they're trying to portray in this one. Like it suits his character, and I kind of like that
because of how easy he could do it. The fact that he doesn't it just shows more control, more versus her. She's kind of more of a loose cannon,
or morally gray, I would say probably.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like her costume. Her costume was great to see more of their costume, even though you don't get it till the very freaking end of the movie.
Yeah,
I was like, it would have been cool. Well, again, she's still trying to figure herself out, so she's kind of trying to separate herself from her cousin, Kal-El. And I did like her background story. Like she actually got to see.
I enjoyed that.
She saw. Well, she got to see, but she had to see all of her people suffer slowly over time with the poison and everything. And then Kal-El, which Superman, got to just leave before seeing all that stuff. So she didn't. He didn't have to deal with all. He didn't have to deal with as much as she did, having to see like her parents slowly die over time. Like that's a lot. That's hard.
Yeah, no, that is
having to see them not die instantly, but being able to see them die over time. And then she finally goes back down to like Earth when they finally make the ship and everything. So I definitely did appreciate her background story, and you got to see a little bit more of Krypton, which was kind of cool.
I liked when she
the background story was good. I
did enjoy that. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that's a newfound respect for Supergirl. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty impressive.
So I enjoyed that. I feel like they could have instead of I guess I kind of like that. It's like they gave it to us in little pieces of her background story. Then just give us the background story and then go into like the regular story. I like that it kept on flashing back to that, so you get to see like that growth and everything as she's going through the journey. And then I do like, of course, at the end, she's like finally goes back down to Earth, and then she's like she has a whole conversation with Superman, which I thought was cool. And then she's like, "Well, I'm gonna stay here for good now." But then also too, he hints at it's like, "Oh, I wish you were down here when I was fighting the last guy," and he doesn't say the name who it is. So I'm like, "Who the hell is he fighting? Is this guy?" And then you said that it might be that she doesn't show up till after Man of Tomorrow, so he probably just finished dealing with
Yeah,
Lex Luthor's
I think
Man
so.
of Tomorrow thing. So yeah, so I'm definitely interested to see. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily would like that. I kind of would like that you get to see Supergirl and Superman both try to take on the Lex Luthor
Hmm.
in the new Superman movie. I hope it isn't like she shows up in the last minute.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, uh, any other thoughts?
That's it
But
for
I think
me.
she's overall. I think she still did a good job. I just feel like there was. I don't know. I was expecting more, or at least I think what disappointed me was like there was no post credit.
Oh yeah,
And I was just like,
yeah. I
what?
was like,
I wish there
okay,
was a post credit because they didn't do that in Superman either. The James
yeah.
Gunn
I
new
think they're
Superman,
trying to get
they
away
didn't
from
do
that.
it. They did a post credit, but it was like a very
A
simple,
jokingly
like it was
one.
a joking one. And I was like, why are we not doing? Is this what we're just going to be getting from now on? It's just either no post credit or like a post credit that's just like funny or whatever.
I think they're
Like
trying to get away from the whole Marvel
I
thing
feel like if we're
because
trying to set because this is the new DCU. I feel like we should be having something that sets up what we're going to be getting later in the series or later in the DCU or whatever instead. And then also too, I just didn't like they didn't have to do. It's still her movie, but I feel like they should have, I don't know, showed something to connect the greater universe. Like you were saying, it'd be kind of cool when she was in like the diner and then Guy Gardner was just there chilling, drinking some coffee, and he just
yeah,
like has a quick conversation, and then
and
that's
leaves.
it. To at
Yeah,
least tie it in, it's like okay, Guy Gardner was there. He's aware of Supergirl and stuff. Like some little character cameo or something to be able to be like, okay, there's going to be playing this or some force that plays into. Oh, it's like okay, this is the direction of the
yeah,
movie. We're gonna be going to be leading this because again, like in Iron Man, the very first one, at the end of the post credit, it's pretty much them doing the post credit and them introducing the Avengers slowly, and that's the build up to when we get the Avengers movie. And I feel like we haven't got. It's only been 2 movies so far, but we haven't got anything to where the goals trying to go to. And I think the only thing that did like a setup for like what's going to happen in the future is Peacemaker, which is the TV series,
yeah,
season 1 and season 2. Season 2 literally sets up something for what is going to be playing into the wider DCU. And I feel like with the movies, we haven't gotten that. And it's just kind of weird. It's like,
yeah.
why is the TV show setting you got yourself up for whatever's going to be coming and not the actual mainline movies? Because then the next one we have is Lanterns, which I feel like we're going to get a lot of extra details of where the story's headed.
Oh, of
And it's going to be
course.
like, again, you have the movies. We should be getting something that sets up the wider DCU. We shouldn't be having to wait till the TV series to be able to get, okay, it's going towards that enemy or it's going towards this particular event in the DCU. Like, it's kind of weird. So, oh, I'm definitely excited for Lanterns though.
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
that looks so good from
It
the
does look
trailer.
really good.
It's like a like almost like a mystery slash space like space opera. And you got to see a little bit of a suit. So I'm still interested. I'm not gonna be hating on the
No,
DCU,
yeah.
of course, because it's
I
still
want
two
them to
movies. I
succeed.
want it to succeed. It's just like it feels like it hasn't. They still don't have like a game plan of where they want the direction for
Yeah.
this movie, the movie or the DCU to go yet. But again, it's only been 3 projects: the Peacemaker series, which is season 2, and then the 2 movies. So maybe with Blanchard's, I feel like we might get something bigger.
We better. They need
But
to.
and then of course we have another mainline movie, which is Clayface, which
True.
apparently happens before the Superman movie. So that's gonna be interesting. So we get to see how it was before Superman. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm hoping all the movies have been like interesting. They definitely the both Superman and Supergirl both felt like directed differently and
Oh
both
yeah.
had they felt like different
You
types of
could tell.
movies. You could definitely tell. So that's kind of what James Gunn wanted to do. It's like make every single project feel different. So you definitely still felt the difference with these 2 movies. Like it didn't feel like it was just the same
Hmm.
movie from Superman. And then of course we're getting like the more mystery drama with lanterns, and then you're getting like the horror, body horror
Yeah.
type of things with Clayface. So
I'm
I'm
excited
still
for that.
enjoying. I'm enjoying that about the project so far is that each one feels different. Every single one doesn't seem like it's just the same movie I
Same,
just saw,
yeah,
which is what I feel like the MCU struggles with a lot. Is like a lot of the movies feel the same, directed the same, feels feels the same genre and all that stuff. So, but overall, I still enjoyed it. I wish I was expecting a little bit more. I think I still put Superman at a higher rating.
oh yeah, definitely,
I think I still have that one at an 8.
same, yeah.
So this one's like a 7.5. If anything, after I was talking about it a little more, maybe I want to put it like at a 7, kind of, because I still enjoyed it. But honestly, it's still my favorite projects are Superman and Peacemaker so far.
Yeah,
Even though Peacemaker was a little bit slow, but you need to watch that show because, like I said, it sets up some stuff for where the direction of this movie, where the DC might end up going to. So
oh yeah, I definitely will get to it. But
I'd like
yeah,
to see John Cena in a different light
yeah.
instead
I
of just
mean,
seeing him as a wrestler.
I love him though. He's a good person overall.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's pretty much just saying. Just wish there was more. I wish that some of the action sequences weren't cut
Yeah,
out and cut short. I wish they had more of a showdown with the main villain
yeah.
between her and Supergirl. But pretty much
I would
Supergirl just has a cakewalk with him, and he doesn't even put much of a fight with against her.
no, and he seems pretty badass throughout the whole movie, and then just gets shit on
Yeah,
basically. I'm like, really?
yeah,
This guy made himself sound like he was untouchable, and then he
yeah,
just gets beat
exactly.
down.
And then he just gets beat
Yeah,
down. Of course, he still got his jump on her with all the other stuff before that. But like when she
yeah,
gets to like her full costume, she's like 10 times
unstoppable.
stronger than him, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would say safe to say this movie is better off waiting for it to just come on DVD.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
also, I think the reason why I can give it like the way it felt and all that stuff, it's still like a setup. We still only have like 2 movies. I feel like
yeah.
if we got this movie, the Supergirl movie, like let's say if we're doing phases, like in a phase 2, phase 3, like then I feel like it would. I think the points would go down even further for me.
Yeah.
But since it's still like a setup movie, it's still trying to set her background and trying to like slowly connect to like Superman because of course at the end she reunites with her
Yeah.
cousin and now she's on Earth.
It depends how they utilize it throughout the rest of this
Yeah,
because if they don't utilize her after giving us a solo movie, then it's like then what the hell was the
exactly.
point then?
We're getting a Captain Marvel all over again.
Yeah.
So
Let's introduce one of the strongest characters in the
and
universe
then do nothing with
and
her
yeah,
character
and I'm just like
and make her just a side character.
what don't be surprised if it happens with this because of how bad it's standing in the box office.
But I think that's why it's still up there for like up there in those like ranking because
Yeah.
again it's still the beginning. We still have a lot more stuff to look forward to. I feel like Lanterns. After watching Lanterns, I might just totally forget about Supergirl.
Of course.
Because
Duh.
it just looks so good.
That's exactly what's gonna happen, I'm telling you.
It's just gonna be overshadowed. But yeah, again, I can't hate on it too much. We'll just expect. We'll just hope to see how she's utilized later in the DCU, and then I feel like we do need to get to the point where we need to start introducing some more big names in the DC in general into like this later because I feel like Man of Tomorrow is like the like Avengers movie for the
Yeah,
DCU possibly
maybe.
with all the stuff that are like
It's too
that are
soon
gonna
for
be in
that,
that
but
one
yeah.
because apparently I think Peacemaker might play a role into like
Hmm.
Man of Tomorrow as well, so we might be seeing Peacemaker again.
Maybe we'll see the big three.
And then yeah, but I definitely need some players. Some like we need a bat. We need because it's been up in the air for the longest for with James Gunn what they're gonna do with Batman, what story they want to do, who they're gonna get for Batman. It's like I feel like as much as we don't want to see a Batman because we've seen so many Batman movies before and we kind of already have a deal with them,
You need
you
it.
kind of
You need
him.
it.
You can't say kind of need him. You need him eventually to come into play, especially with this DCU universe. You can't just be like, oh no, we're gonna release a Batman
Yeah.
6 years later or something like that.
Or
It's like,
give me
no,
a
you have to be giving us something, or at least a Wonder Woman
give me a
or a
Flash.
Martian Man.
I'll take a
Or a
Flash.
Flash. Like we need to get these bigger players into it so we can have this like
Yeah.
store like DC take off. Because if we're just waiting to play like the ones that are not. That are, I guess are less known. I guess like Supergirl, I don't feel like it's like as big compared
No.
to like the other big
In
hitters.
the
And
animated
then
shows,
Clayface also
yeah.
seems like another like very like smaller character compared to like other.
I'm like he's a villain.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we definitely need to get to the point where we need to start introducing all these main names into the DC because it is a DCU at the end of the day. So you do definitely need those. Or not, you don't even have to give us a Batman. Give us a Martian Manhunter. I would love to see
For
a
real.
Martian Manhunter movie because we've never gotten one. So it'd be definitely cool to see a full movie with Martian Manhunter.
And we were so close to getting one too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
With
With after the Snyder cut
I
and
mean,
showing him up.
just seeing him though, I was like, oh my god, like that. Who they got to play as him too was perfect.
Yeah, he looked good from what I remember.
And he was like, it's a perfect character because he's like right under the nose of everybody, and he knows everything. He knows who they are. He knows who this person is.
I guess technically can't be too mad about it because we do have Superman, which is a big player, and then of course we got Green Lantern, which is another character.
We got Hot Girl.
We got Hot Girl.
And I can't remember.
So we have some good characters, but
is it Mr. Terrific? Is that what his name is?
I
liked him.
I love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, he's so cool.
I would love to see a show with
Mr.
Terrific, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like as much as I like his character, I don't know if he would be able to hold off in his own like show. I feel like he would have to be connected to another like project.
No, he's kind of like he's a little bit like Iron Man, but not as strong, I think.
Yeah, but I love Mr. Terrific. So it's like we have had some good characters introduced in the DCU so far, but we do need those bigger names to be able to like make this world feel more connected and everything, especially with not getting any post credits for any of these movies that set up anything. So
it is true.
Overall, I'm still rooting for the DCU. I'm not hating on it.
No, I want them to succeed.
These movies, it just feels like good that it's like the beginning of the phase. Like if all these projects came out in like phase 2, phase 3, I feel like they wouldn't be as received as well.
No, but you also need to understand too, like if you're not setting up these movies, future movies, like good, nobody's gonna be interested in. We're not even gonna get them.
Yeah, no one's invested in.
We're gonna get. You know what's gonna happen if it doesn't do well? It's gonna tank, and then the next time somebody new takes over, they're gonna try to redo reinvent the wheel by doing another universe, and it's gonna end the cycle until somebody gets right in.
Until someone gets the DCU right.
Yeah. So if this doesn't do well, it's exactly what's gonna happen.
But again, it's not that we're hating on it. It's just
do better.
Yeah. I feel like if we get better movies in, like, say, phase 2 or whatever, I feel like we can look past these
I will ignore.
Yeah. Some of the projects. But again, we've only had 3 projects, so we really can't be like, oh, well, we've been getting slop. We only got 1. Like, compared to Superman, this one does feel a little lower on that tier list.
Yeah.
But we only have 3 projects. Peacemaker was great. I enjoyed it.
But there's
and then we can't really judge too much of how the direction of the DCU is going because we still have 2 more projects coming out at the end of this year.
True, but there is a baseline and a standard that is set. Like, if you're not meeting those, then like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot already.
Yeah, but just because they've had one not so received well movie, I feel like it's not time to go into panic mode yet.
No, but
if Lanterns isn't as good, Place isn't as good, then
there's a problem.
Then definitely it feels like something has got to change.
Yeah, but it's a domino. It's a domino effect. If one doesn't do good, that means the next one possibly won't get. Even if it is written perfectly well, the fans probably just won't even care. They'll be like, you know what? It's not even worth wasting my money to go see skeptical. It. Yeah, of course. Everybody's gonna go into it skeptical. And it's going to be that, do I want to go see it, pay the money, or should I just wait for it to come to streaming services?
Lantern's going to be on HBO Max. It's not going to be the theaters, of course, because it's the whole series. Series.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Which is going to be, like, I feel like you get to sit more well with, and get to learn a little bit, get closer to the Lantern because it's 8 episodes. So you get 8 episodes of Lantern. So
honestly,
that's enough time to be able to see if this character is going to be interesting enough for me to care.
They should have just made the Supergirl movie a TV show.
Ooh.
They should have just done that. I would have
maybe.
I would have preferred that over the movie.
That a TV series would have been kind of cool.
I feel like that movie could have been condensed into a TV show or expanded on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they could have like fixed a lot of the stuff, and then you would have really grown with Supergirl because you kind of have to grow with the character that she is within 2 hours. So being able to sit there for 8 episodes and be able to really connect with the character, then I feel like you could appreciate her character a little bit more.
Should have been a TV show.
That would be cool, actually. I think she would. It would have suited well as a TV show.
Because I mean,
but then you wouldn't get a movie till Clayface. That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, but I would rather wait patiently for a good movie than just shoving it in my face and saying, "We're done. Here it is."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, in some parts it definitely felt a
like they
little
were just kind of like,
rushed.
"Come on, come on, come
Yeah,
on."
let's
Yeah,
get to the next scene. Come on,
yeah.
let's
I'm like,
go.
"Whoa, we just skipped over important stuff here." Like you
We
just,
don't get lanterns till August, I want to say.
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, that's not that far away.
No.
I'm so excited. But yeah, you know what? It would have been kind of cool to get a series because then the show would have probably ended by the time, like maybe a week before, depending on they do one episode per week, like a couple weeks before Lanterns. That would have been cool because then it keeps the hype because then you're growing with this character and then it's like, well, now Lanterns is here.
Yeah.
And then you get to keep on being consistent with the DCU instead of being like, you're going to watch this movie, it was okay. And then it's like, well, now I got to wait a month and a couple weeks before we get the next big project, which is Lanterns. So.
Yeah. I went into that movie with like an open mind, and I was like, I want this movie to do really good, and it just didn't meet like it didn't check all the boxes for me. I was just kind of like,
And like even saying, it kind of felt like a Guardians movie almost.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of the space travel and classic music. You know,
that's James Gunn.
You know what?
James Gunn in general,
and that's what I'm
with
saying.
That classic music,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm watching a movie, I shouldn't be able to make a comparison to another movie while I'm watching the movie. Maybe after I'll be like, oh, you know what? That kind of reminds me. But if I'm watching, I'm like, oh, it's fucking Guardians. Yeah. It's kind of what I got, and I didn't like that.
And I think also too what pulled me out of it back to like its final thought is like it was like a space adventure, space opera, whatever.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel as space like it didn't feel cosmic-y.
No.
If that makes sense. It felt very still much more like grounded. Like it felt like what you would get like a maybe like a more grounded, but pretty much like Earth, but in space. Like everything felt like normal. You just had like different species, different types of people, like but there nothing felt cosmic about it too much, except for maybe a couple things here and there. Like I was kind of hoping more like this is in space. I want space things. To be
the only thing that really kind of felt in space is when they're taking the bus to the next planet, and that was it. Yeah. Everything else was kind of like.
And also too, like when she takes off into like space and she does like the scream because she's like angry at everything that just happened. Yeah. I thought that part was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. She takes off and then she does the scream and then of course you can't hear sound in space. So like that was a cool moment right there. Yeah. But yeah, I think the only other thing that felt like cosmic-y was like when she's on the planet, the final planet, it has like the
green sun,
the green sun, and then the
yellow sun.
Yeah, the yellow sun. I thought that was like cosmic vibe, but like other than that, I feel like it was missing the mark on that. Like
it's funny,
this is a cosmic adventure. It felt more, it just felt too grounded. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it did. It's funny because when that happened, that scene with the green sun, I was like, I don't ever remember a green sun in the comics. It's always been like a red sun. Mm. So to me, like that kind of threw me off a little bit too. I was like, green sun.
But again, we're not as versus DC. Maybe there is a green sun.
Maybe I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a comic book that depicts that.
Too much. I thought it was kind of cool seeing like a green sun. It's like what? So if the red sun makes them normal, it's the yellow sun makes them powerful. It's like what would it? And seeing the green sun, it's like what does that do?
Kills them.
It pretty much poisons them, and kills them slowly over time. So yeah, but yeah, let's hope Lanterns is good. And yeah, I think that's what lowers the bar for me for like the Supergirl movie. It didn't feel as spacey as I wanted it to be. Like it didn't feel cosmic. So
yeah,
it felt very normal. I was like, this is space. We don't need normal in space.
And you know what I hate too is that like Superman can just kind of fly from Earth into space and go wherever he needs to. Like Supergirl didn't really do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, we're missing the mark. You're kind of missing the most important parts of being like a Kryptonian. You can just kind of zip around wherever you want to go.
Yeah. Which I think she kind of does. I think they kind of showed that. I think she's somewhere and then she's like, oh, I need to go check on Crypto. And then she flies like super fast back to where the planet was, even though they already traveled a certain distance. And then she flies back to where they're at. But at the same time, no, because that's where she's trying to get to. They need the bus, but I was like, why? But also because she has. But no, I feel like actually now that I think about it, because she can just fly anywhere. Of course, like you said that she really didn't need the bus.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying about? There's a lot of plot holes in this movie.
There's like, oh, it's at this planet or whatever, and then she's just like, all right, I'm gonna fly over there.
Yep.
But at the same time, she probably didn't know how to get there, so she has to take like the ship to get wherever they're going.
I guess, but
Maybe,
I don't know, dude. I
but
find that
yeah,
very hard to believe.
yeah. But I feel like if anything, I feel like if they would have told her where to go, what planet, I feel like she should have just flown over there, and
Yeah.
then this movie would have been shorter. Because it was almost a 2 hour. It was a 2 hour movie.
Yeah, and I
It
know
felt pretty long.
it
Even though
felt like it dragged.
it felt long, but then it felt rushed at the same time. But it was like 2 hours of a
Hmm.
movie, but it still felt rushed at some points. Where it's just like, all right, let's get to the next part.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I guess some parts did drag a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts. I think I'm gonna go now that I talked about a little more. I put it at a 7, and then he's at a 6.5 now. So,
I was at a 7, and now I changed my mind because I'm more disappointed the more I talk about it.
but again, it's only the second movie. I can't hate on it too much. And like I said, I feel like yeah, the big fear is how they're gonna utilize her later in the DCU. If they
Depending,
just make her a cameo type of character
probably I
after
get.
this movie, it's just like,
Yep.
what was the point of her movie then if you're only gonna give her
The amount
barely
of
any screen time?
amount of money that this movie's already losing is just an indicator of like probably not going to make her a main character going forward now.
Or they could, it's just they have to write her better. They have to write the story better.
Yeah, if they didn't work out
Because
the
if anything, it's just like it just all comes down to who they get to direct the next one if they do a Supergirl 2 or something like that. Just because one's not as successful, it doesn't necessarily mean that people don't want are not interested in the character. It's just like, oh, it's just she didn't seem interesting enough for me to learn. But if you write another movie, the trailer looks great, you get to know the story a little bit more. Might people be like, oh, well, the first one I didn't really like, but the second one, it just felt better. I feel like I really like this character a lot more. They did things different, and so I feel like there's a way to save it. It just depends on how they go about it.
yeah, you're right. I just they better hope. You know what I mean? Like us as fans can only take so much disappointment before we just stop believing in it.
Yeah, you're right.
If the next couple iterations of like show and movie don't really kick off, don't expect anything else to come from it. If you don't write good stuff, you can't expect us to go see it.
Yeah, but that's pretty much our thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We're on episode 17, so
Mm-hmm.
we're 3 more episodes away from 20.
Yo.
It's exciting. Again, I think we're gonna start being a lot more active on our TikTok now. So then, when we actually put our social links, like we usually put right here, there's actually stuff to look at those
Right.
at those actual things because I feel like we always put our
Mm-hmm.
links, but it's like we don't really post as much on their stuff. So it's like we're sending people to these links, but there's not really much for them to watch.
I'm
So
like, there's some stuff up there now.
yeah, but there is some stuff up on there now. I feel like wherever you want to go, TikTok, Instagram, whatever your preference is, most of the clips that are going to be in every single
Either or,
section,
yeah.
and every single one. It's not going to be like the clips are only going to be on Instagram, but they're still, and we're still using the TikTok, and there's still a lot of clips that we have on Instagram that we are slowly trying to transition. Our
Migrate
guy over
over, yeah.
here trying to switch transition them to TikTok, so then if you end up are more on TikTok, you'll be able to see the exact same stuff that you would get on Instagram. So yeah, our links will be right there. It's the Instagram, the TikTok, and then of course Twitter, which I mostly just post when a video goes live on there. I haven't really posted too much on there. It's usually just when the videos go live. So because yeah, I feel like that's an helpful place just to like be able to promote it and get people to go from there to like watch the videos on there as well from there to come to YouTube. So yeah, definitely interesting. It's crazy to think about that we're almost getting closer to 20. It feels like just a couple days, like a couple weeks ago we were at episode 10 and
I
we're
know,
already
right?
at episode 17.
I'm like, we've been pretty consistent with it, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and then also too, he's been consistent with with the streams that we have been doing a little bit more. I don't think we really streamed this week,
No, not this week, no.
but we have a couple streams up as well. And then I'm still trying to see if people are interested. I'll probably end up just doing it. People like it, but like doing like a let's play where it's just like 30-minute videos of me playing through whatever game it is. I think it's gonna be like Final Fantasy 7 because I just got it for sale for like $10, and it's a long game. So maybe if you want to go onto our YouTube channel and you want to watch our podcasts, we'll have a full eventually have a full playthrough of Final Fantasy, 30-minute episode, maybe 30, 35, depending on how I want to progress through them. And yeah, until I beat it, however many parts it takes, and hopefully people enjoy that. That don't want to do a podcast but want to watch like some
Some
gameplay for a game
gameplay.
that
Oh
they
yeah, dude.
haven't played, or they're like they just want to see like our reaction, my reaction, or hear what things that I have to say about playing it because it's my first time playing it, so I don't know what to expect in this game at all. So trying to get around to doing that, but yeah. Also, to 10% off for like our W code that we like to put up here. I've been bringing my cup more with our W stuff, which is cool. And then we still have our giveaway, so I don't know. We're still holding off on it. Maybe
And when we get to
maybe
episode 20, we'll just do
yeah,
it.
maybe 20. We'll just end up doing a giveaway how we were gonna normally do it because we were gonna do it back on episode 10, but like we didn't have as much people enter in, I guess, to be
Yeah,
able to give it away.
interact with
So
it
it's
a
like we
little
want to
bit.
give it away to someone that actually watches it, enjoys the
Mm-hmm.
stuff, or has been around since
Day
episode
one.
one. I know since episode one, so we definitely want to do that, or maybe just hold off on it because maybe we need to get to like episode 50 to have more traction because that means we'll have like 50 episodes of podcast.
That's crazy to think that.
Crazy to think that we're already thinking about 50. But like I said, it's gonna be a jam-packed year of being able to talk about stuff. We have Lanterns coming out in August, so that's gonna be another thing to talk about, especially transitioning off of Supergirl. And then of course Clayface in October, which is I think it's October. Yeah, October because I think it's coming out
Perfect
the same
time.
time as Halloween.
Perfect time.
And then also too, we're going to Horror Nights as well. We ended up deciding that we're gonna go to Horror Nights to be able to check out all the
Yo.
mazes because they're gonna have a Sinner's Maze, which I think was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was necessarily like the greatest movie because people always say it's like a really good movie. I was like, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Like
I
I don't
loved
think it
it.
was like the best thing ever.
No, I think it was great for an original picture.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very rare when you get an original movie that's great. Nowadays, everything's usually a remake.